Let's see. How are things sounding here? All my sound settings like reset for some reason. Hey, Nasty Fripples, Frankly Well, John Zena, Checkmate, Bill Brasky, Brosiris, Nick SF, Indri Cold, Regan Lowcal. Apparently, Amberlynn's latest video got taken down for a community guideline strike because she was begging people to become members so she could buy Ozempic. Just an FYI, Amber has gone on Ozempic 3 times and quit every single time. Could you imagine taking like the weight loss like miracle education and quitting it 3 times? Beth Bear, she does not have insurance. She has never paid for medical. Actually, she might have it now, but I don't know. It's a weird situation. She's always paid out of pocket for like everything. She isn't diabetic, actually. I know it's a shock to everyone, but somehow she isn't. Unless she's hiding it very well, or just hasn't like gone to the doctor to get a check. But yeah, somehow she's not. If Houston loses tomorrow, I'm never watching basketball again. Me neither, Forgotten Loca. I tweeted about Steph Curry yesterday. I'm tired of fucking coping and seething every goddamn fucking year, and I want him to retire already, or go to a different team. It's pissing me off. This is really great. I just put random. I just randomized the JRPG playlist, and this is perfect like waiting room music. Can't think of a better like waiting room music than this. Well, Forgotten Locale, that's his fault. He was primed Game 7 Harden today. It's over for him. Boogie bragged about how he beat a gastric bypass. That's pretty cool. Hey, Cosmic Ape. Hey, Zelfruit. And gets there in just like 1 second. Just gonna finish saying this right up. Why don't you come to my turf, Forgotten Locale? Come into the sea. Just hop off the pier. I'll be waiting. The pre-stream that we're going to start tonight with is, hey, Twice Dan. The pre-stream that I'm going to watch today is one that has been living rent-free in my mind since I watched the, like, first couple of hours, or the first, like, couple of minutes. I watched on my way to the doctor. I watched Theo reacting to it, and I had to stop because I was like, I gotta watch this. DSP, you know when he just, like, uses words to sound smart, but he's, like, doesn't know what he's doing? He does that. He tries to talk about the gaming industry, and if anybody hasn't watched it, I don't want to give it away. Because it's so stupid. He says the dumbest thing. Yeah, liquidity, thus. Yeah, he needs tips to keep him liquid. And also, he said something about CAD that made me just go into a rage. Absolute rage. So, I'll give a hint on that one. That one is that Cat's not wowed by Trials of Mana, dude. What the fuck does Cat like? What does Cat like? Cat seems like the boringest, like, just the worst person in the world, dude. I hate her. Why do I hate Cat so much? I don't know. She's just a random lady that lives in Phil's house that doesn't even come on stream, but I hate her. It's all because of DSP too. I mean, I've been annoyed by her. I've been annoyed by her since the start because she, like, when she came onto the streams and stuff, you can tell she didn't really have any personality. But with Phil, like, just giving us more information about her, like, every week, it's like, dude, she either is always breaking something, or she's just like shitting on something, not having any fun at all. I agree, intrusive style pop card. Hey Soga. Hey MM. Yeah, they both just seem like miserable. Alright. Well, I guess I'm going to pause the music really quick because we're going to hear a really great song right now. It's going to be amazing. And everyone's going to love it. Everybody loves the song is what I've heard. That's true, Checkmate. Return of the King. Let's go. It's so funny that he's still using this, even after it came out that like all the King shit was literally just people making fun of him. No one actually thought he was a king. Nobody did. People literally said, "Hey, Phil, you should really take on this king persona just so they could laugh at him more." And then he's still keeping it.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome back. I'm back from break, and it's time for another fun streaming week. However, it is a shortened week, and we will talk about that today and how that will affect all of our ongoing playthroughs. Another interesting topic that I'd like to talk about on today's show: people's reactions to releases in 2025.
Okay, here it goes. This is so fucking stupid. Listen to this. What a horrible way to start a stream with this.
Seen in the last week is a distinct, strongly emphasized.
Look at that face he makes.
Is a distinct, strongly.
Oh, that's scary. It's kind of scary. That one must have making the rounds on Twitter. Look at that.
Emphasized.
Oh, it got even worse. Hold on.
Is a distinct, strongly.
There we go. Look at that.
Emphasized positive reaction to the release of Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered, to the point where it seems like that's all that anyone Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered. Emphasized positive reaction.
Strongly emphasized positive reaction. A strongly emphasized positive reaction
to the release of Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered, to the point where
yeah, I'm playing Persona 3 Reload right now, and I have a strongly emphasized positive reaction to the way that they remade it.
Where it seems like that's all that anyone's really talking about, but it's actually just happening at the same time that there is a really great RPG out called Expedition 33. Now, not to say that people aren't talking about Expedition 33, but at least in certain circles, notably my viewing audience.
Your viewing audience does not mean shit, because you curated this audience. You always talk about JRPG overload, how you can't play more than one JRPG at a time. You dropped Metaphor before the demo. You dropped Final Fantasy 9 Rebirth, or 7 Rebirth. Anyone that cares about JRPGs is not going to want to watch your stuff. Therefore, your audience is going to be comprised of people that don't really like JRPGs, or at least, that's not their main focus. Same with Nintendo. He always talks about how Nintendo is his audience doesn't really care about Nintendo. Well, because you've been shitting on them since the Wii U. He hates Nintendo so much. Nintendo's like his worst enemy. And he wonders why Nintendo fans don't watch him. So whatever you're seeing, you cannot make any kind of argument about the reception of about Expedition 33 versus Oblivion with your chat audience, because you have curated the type of audience that would go wild for Oblivion and then say, Expedition 33? That's not a big new release. I'm not going to play that. Hey, Green Lobster. Hey,
it seems like all of the talk and all of the hype is on Oblivion. And so, One must wonder that because of the actions
No,
of game developers in the
of course, I'm on top chat, so I probably missed several people. But hello to you. If I see you, I'll say hi.
last,
Hi, Soga.
several
Richard Parker.
years, and how AAA games are just underwhelming, do we have gaming shell shock? Is it that
What?
now gamers are
I missed the entire reason I wanted to watch this. Listen to this shit.
underwhelming? Do we have gaming shell shock?
Do we have gaming shell shock? And look at the way he looks at the camera. He's like, I really did something.
Is it that now
Hey,
gamers
Killigreaves.
are afraid to try a new game? Shell shock?
Hey, for retro.
Years, and how AAA games are just underwhelming. Do we have gaming shell shock?
What the fuck does gaming shell shock mean, Phil? In we, yeah. Please don't use your audience. Like I said, you curated this type of audience that would shit on Expedition 33 and hype up Oblivion. This is all you're doing. Your audience doesn't show the what the masses are thinking. Also, Clear Obscura. I keep on saying Expedition 33 because I'm more of them saying the the first part wrong. Clear Obscura. That I think it has like 200,000. It had like it hit its peak this morning of like 200,000 concurrent players on Steam alone. Like that game is huge. It's not like it went under the radar. I see everyone talking about that. Like not just people that are your general big JRPG players, but like everyone, like even more mainstream gamers. Like one of my friends at work who, he doesn't play like JRPGs or anything. I mean, technically it's like an FRPG, but you know what I'm saying. My friend at work, he's like, yeah, have you played Clair Obscura? I'm like, man, I want to get it. So it's hitting. That's what I'm trying to say.
Is it that
What is this, Killer Grooves? That is your man. Stay away from my man, her man meme. Wait, no, this isn't it. Oh, wait, this... Not safe for work. That's not what I want. Wait, where the fuck is it? Brave Search sucks, dude. Dog. What the fuck? This sucks. Google stay away from my man, her man, meme, dog. There you go.
now
It's a very silly looking dog.
gamers are afraid to try a new game or just don't get hyped for them anymore because they don't trust them? That now you'd rather put all your eggs in the basket of retro and throwback and re-releases rather than modern new games? It's an interesting topic, and we will be tackling that.
Don't worry, guys,
and
I found
more
it.
on today's week beginning episode of the Level 1 podcast.
Can you guys see that? Yeah, look at this. Stay the hell away from my man, her man. Look at that dude. Look at that. It's amazing. Killer Grooves, it's not derailing. Look at this fucking dog, dude. Don't worry, I paused. We're gonna hear the intro.
Get ready for some
Hey Cobain, what's up, dude? Frosty Beats.
because the king is back. The king of the live stream. The king is back. Woo!
It is better looking than Phil.
Because
The king is back.
The king
Does it always go on this long? Is he playing like the extended version? Oh, whoa! I always thought that was like Raw Phil that was doing that. Whoa. Terrifying.
Happy Sunday, everyone. DSP here. Welcome to the Level 1 podcast for Sunday, the 27th of April, 2025. This week, for me, is a shortened streaming week. In fact, it's perfectly aligned with the end of the month. I will
Cobain, the Microsoft thing, it is probably... It might be from today's podcast. Yeah, it is. Xbox prices. I'm watching one from earlier this week from 6 days ago, the 27th. But if I'm still
be here
awake, I'm going to watch
Sunday, Monday,
the
Tuesday,
today's
Wednesday,
podcast.
which
later.
is
Hey,
the
shout.
27th, 28th, 29th, and 30th, to end April on a high note and a lot of good gameplay. So, if that's what you're looking for, I've got it in store for you this week, and I hope that you're excited. And so, here I am. I'm back after my day off yesterday. In a nutshell, yesterday was a more chill day,
A
more
day.
stay-at-home day. Did run
A
off
chill
and do some errands and the
style
like.
stay-at-home day.
It was more of a relaxed day, and let me tell you, I needed it. You know, last week being a 6-day streaming week, I was pretty exhausted.
Does he always stream 6 days a week? Why is he exhausted all of a sudden? He's always streamed 6 days a week.
By the end, I needed to just take time away from being here every day streaming with you guys. Spent a lot of time with my wife. She tried out a couple new games. One of the ones that she tried is Trials of Mana, which is a game that came out in, 2023, and I didn't play. And she only played like an hour of it and thought it was just okay. I don't know if she's going to play more of it today or not.
What
She's
the fuck
basically
does Cat
seeking a
like?
game to play, and she's been looking at different ones recently and hasn't really found anything.
Cat can't even get into Trials of Mana. What does this bitch like? This is like the most boring lady in the whole world. She says she likes she's a gamer, but I mean, I guess she plays some of the Yakuza games, right? And then like Skyrim, and that's about it.
That's really got her interest for more than just
Listen to this. If you guys don't know this lore, this is gonna blow your mind. Cat quit Persona 4 Golden because it was too archaic, and she never finished Persona 5. But her quitting Persona 4 Golden because it was too archaic is like the most insane thing I've ever heard. I hate her. I mean, kill myself, dude. Seriously.
just a couple of streams. Like she
I hear her
tried
gaming opinions ever again.
that game.
Wait,
The
a couple of
Angler,
streams.
which I guess is from
Wait a second.
recently, and hasn't really found anything that's really got her interest for more than just a couple of streams.
DSP's brain is so... It's like mush now. All you can think about is stuff in terms of like engagement and tip goals.
Recently, and hasn't really found anything that's really got her interest for more than just a couple of streams.
More than
Like
just
she
a
had tried,
couple of streams.
That game, The Angler, which I guess is from, it's like the Call of the Wild, The Angler. She played that for like a day or two, and then she got bored of that. So really nothing going on right now in gaming is
the Anglers archaic.
really grabbing her attention. It's unfortunate because a lot of the franchises she used to love, like Dragon Age, well, they just made Veilguard, which wasn't very good. And Assassin's Creed, they just made Shadows, which wasn't very good.
Yeah.
So all the games that
Right,
notably
forgot Locale?
she used to sing.
Does she not get bored with anything aside from eating? Yeah.
Sink her teeth into and play a lot of gameplay of.
Even there, sink her teeth into. Phil only can talk about cat in eating metaphors.
They're just not doing it, right? So anyway, I spent a lot of time with
Charles
her.
Amanda, dude,
we
come
ended up
on.
having, what did we have for dinner?
cock ring
Indian
one.
food. Ended up
Indian
having a
food, wow.
vegetable curry. Forget what it's called. Is it jalfrezi or something like that? I think we had a
Jalfrezi?
vegetable curry with some garlic naan bread. It was delicious. And just a chill day at home. So not a bad day at all. It was a good day of recuperation. I'm back now. I'm energized.
So
I'm
glad
ready to
he's
go for the next 4
recuperated.
days of streaming, which will be double streaming days. We got good variety coming up. I feel like we should just tackle the schedule now, get it out of the way, since it is a shorter week. So today,
Non-bread.
Oblivion Remastered Height. Yes, I'm going back to Oblivion Remastered today.
You were so hyped.
And it's funny because what I said in the intro here was, it just seems to me, particularly around my streams this last week, right? We have seen that basically the streams have been hype, but mostly for Oblivion Remastered.
Whoa,
and the
is it
thing
because
that
of
kinda
gaming
gets me
shell
about
shock?
that, all right, is very simple.
The guy that purposely every single big JRPG of last year, he dropped within like a within like a couple of hours. I don't know. He played Rebirth for a little bit, right? But he didn't finish it. And all of a sudden, JRPG enjoyers aren't coming to watch the new hot. Uh, I've seen people call it a le RPG, so there's that. But you know, it's people that like JRPGs are gonna like Claire Obscura. Um, and yeah, he's been ignoring that genre. He won't play it. He definitely won't play more than one at a time. And now he's like, oh my god, can you guys believe that everyone in my audience wants me to play Oblivion? I wonder why that is.
Oblivion Remastered is a freaking remaster, right? It's not a new game. And even on top of that, more notably, I just played it. Like, I literally just played Oblivion 2 years ago. So why there's that much hype around the remaster, I have no clue.
Well, he doesn't understand why there's hype around the remastered because he played it 2 years ago. You must be, maybe I'm misreading. Maybe I'm misunderstanding. He's talking about just his audience, right? For a second, I thought he meant like the entirety of the world. But it seems like a pretty big remaster. It makes sense.
I know that tons of
And also 2 years ago, yeah, people will rewatch a movie more than once every 2 years.
people like Oblivion, so I get that. But being that I just played it
2
2
years is
years
quite a
ago,
while.
it baffles me. It makes me kind of scratch my head that out of all the games I'm playing right now,
We have
including
gaming shell
Blueprints,
shock.
the return of Minecraft after being away for 5 years, a brand new
We're talking about he doesn't understand why people want to see the Oblivion remastered, or why they want to see it more than they want to see him play Minecraft, a game that people have been playing for like 20 years at this point.
hot release in Claire Obscure Expedition 33, that it's Oblivion remastered.
Yeah, also his audience like cycles out. I bet the audience right now is like 90% people that came after he played Oblivion.
That
Hey,
no
Stokes.
lie is
I'm good.
getting
How about you?
2 to 3 times more views than anything else I've been doing.
Mine,
I'm baffled. Now, listen, I'm happy to be
Minecraft
doing
is like
it.
20 years
The
old.
quality of this playthrough is so much better than the last. I mean, my webcam, face cam is now full HD quality with a background
my
removal
God.
tool.
So
My
much better now.
microphone sounds much better. The visual quality is amazing because the game runs better and my capture and streaming is better. So all the technical stuff has been upgraded, right? But to be honest, I don't know how much more I can make this game entertaining to you because I just played it. You know what I mean?
Just-
Like,
No, you
it's
didn't.
going to be
You
rough
didn't just
if we
play it.
choose to continue this playthrough
You did not
as
just
an
play it.
actual playthrough rather than me just messing around with it for a few streams, which is kind of how I'm handling it right now. I don't know what to do to make it more interesting because when I played it 2 years ago, I did all of the different factions. I did all of the Oblivion towers that came up against me. You know, I rushed through them, of course, but I got them done. You know, story, we did everything. It was like a completionist style run. So I'm honestly not sure what else I could be doing
You
that
could
would make it
play the
better
game.
than the first. So it makes me kind of shrug, but everyone's excited. I mean, take a look at the
Oh
views
my god.
on those playthrough videos last week. Part 1 has almost 4,000 views.
Wow,
Actually, I don't know
4,000.
at this point how many it has. Hold on. Point 1 has over 4,000 views. I didn't even realize that. Part 2 has over 2,000 views, and each of part 3 and
Whoa.
4 have over 1,000 views.
Whoa.
That's more than double
Over 1,000 views.
the views on
Yeah, it's
everything
gone
else I'm doing
viral.
right now. So everyone is enjoying me playing Oblivion Remastered. Probably some people were upset I didn't play it for 2 days, but what gives with that? And I think that's one of the discussions we're going to have on today's podcast is it that
God, I don't want to watch
today, because
Godzilla
new
minus one. It
games,
just
a lot
came
of the times
out.
end up being very underwhelming, particularly from AAA studios, that when a surprise re-release / remaster of a game like Oblivion drops out of nowhere, that's where all the hype goes. Maybe, right? Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. But anyway, we will talk about that today. So today it is Oblivion Remastered on this first stream. So if you've been eagerly awaiting for me to play this game again, your wish is my demand. And tonight on the late stream,
Your
it
wish
will be
is
our
my
weekly
demand. Is that the way the saying goes? Look at that dog. Your wish is my demand. Yeah, it looks like only actual Morans would use that. Pretty cool.
Session of Disco Elysium, which
Your
we've been
wish
doing
is my
basically like
demand.
every either Sunday or Monday night. So that will be tonight. Okay. Tomorrow will be more Clear Obscure Expedition 33 paired with a night chill stream of Minecraft. Last time around on Minecraft, we actually started making headway again. Basically, we got a fishing spot secured, which is good because when we need food, we need somewhere consistent to go, and we have that now. And actually,
Your wish is my demand.
last time we did a lot of progress except the very end when all
Forgotten Locale blooper. What is a rainy day fund? Well, the cool thing is I actually went to a private nun school, so I could tell you, a rainy day fund is money you put away so that when it rains, and like say you're going to an outdoor concert and then it rains, so instead you use that money to go to a place where you can go when it rains. You know what I'm saying?
all fell apart again when a creeper blew up the back of my house and my pen, and I was like
It's when you're
scrambling to
bored
try
and
to
you
clean
want to
it
spend
up,
money.
and then we ran out of time. So it'll be an interesting stream tomorrow night. Then Tuesday will be more Oblivion Remastered paired with a late night stream of Blueprints. And if you didn't see my Blueprint stream from Friday, wow. Basically, for an hour and a half, the game whooped me. It gave me every bad scenario. Give me an entire mansion full of locked doors, but never give me a key. Then give me a mansion full
You're
of
welcome,
key
Cadet.
card doors, but never give me the key card or the opportunity to deactivate the doors. So it was really, really frustrating. And then all of a sudden, at the last minute, playing Blueprints, we got a humongous piece of progress that's going to make the game so different moving forward. I literally can't wait to play it again. But I just don't have a chance until
I bet
Tuesday
he's
night.
so excited.
So we have to wait. And then Wednesday, final streaming day of the
He
week.
has to wait. He
More
has no
Expedition
choice.
33 paired with Lego Night.
I fucking hate when my full-time job is playing video games, and I really want to play a game, but I can't because I physically can't. It's
Where
impossible.
we will finish the Piranha Plant.
That's what I was thinking, William. I saw it. I think it's free on the PlayStation thing, the catalog thing, and I saw it, and I was like, I looked at it, and I saw that I actually had like really high scores, and I was like, does it really? It looks like shit when Phil plays it. And then I like looked more into the game. I was like, oh, this actually sounds fun. It's probably just Phil. You can watch Phil play Super Mario World and then probably think the game fucking sucks. You can watch him play like Ocarina of Time and be like, this game is a piece of shit.
As you can see, when we did the first half of the Piranha Plant last week, it was very fun. And it looks really cool, right? It looks like a Mario pipe. I like that you've got actual maneuverable, adjustable
Whoa, look at the
pedals,
adjustable
or
pedals.
I guess you say leaves on the
Leaves.
stalk. And so it's all ready, except we don't have any of the head. And the head is the second half. It has just as many steps to build the head.
Hey guys, Phil's
as it
not
was
getting
to
any
build
head.
The pipe
Can
and
anyone
the
help?
stalk and these leaves
He
combined.
has the pipe,
we're
but
only
he's not getting
halfway
any
through.
head.
Okay, so I can't wait to finish this up because
That was
once this
stupid.
is done
I apologize.
on Wednesday night,
Okay,
this
I take that back.
will now become a part of my background.
Get it? He
for
has the pipe,
May,
but he's not getting
because
it.
as you
He
know,
doesn't
every
have the
month I
head.
spruce up my background. So for May, you're going to see
I'm
the
gonna beat up Persona.
Minecraft Lego go away. We're going to have the Piranha Plant back there instead. Okay, we're going to get rid of the Minecraft McDonald's toys, and we're going to spruce this up too. We're going to have a new sign. We're going to have something different. We're not going to have the Metroid Lego anymore. I'm going to, mix everything up for the month of May. So every month the background looks a little different. I also am thinking of changing out the blue panels for black again for the month of May to make it look a little different. So I'm excited for this week. That's the 4 days. I'm not here Thursday or Friday of this week. I know that's weird. Usually,
this looks
if
like
I
an
have days
office
off,
to me.
it's either just Saturday or
A
Friday and
mature
Saturday. This week's a
businessman's
different week.
office.
Appointments had to be made on certain
Actually, a
days
yard sale. Yeah, you're
specifically.
right. Lags a lot.
So because of that,
This does
you
look
know,
like a yard
I
sale
had to
more than
basically
anything.
rearrange everything. Now, here's the thing. This week is a very short streaming week of 4 days. Next week is going to be a extra long week. Next week is going to actually be like 7 days of streaming. So we're going to have playthroughs continuing. There's going to be new playthroughs next week. Metal Eden comes out next week, which is a unique FPS with mechanics that make it look like a combination of Doom and Quake, but it's set in a futuristic time with like cyborgs and stuff. So it looks really neat. So I'm going to be looking into that, plus continuing on with everything else that we're doing. Since it's a longer week, perhaps we'll have the return of some multiplayer, hence Call of Duty, which I haven't played in a couple of weeks. It should be a really good one, and I'm excited for it, okay? So,
Very cool.
good stuff coming, my friends, but we've got this week. And with this week, one thing that I would like to note right away and emphasize, we are on a roll when it comes to support. Seven straight.
Second. Let's see something.
Where we have hit my support
We're having
goals
technical
and
difficulties
climbing.
over here.
Okay, last time it was up to 12, and then we faltered on unlucky 13. Well, this time around, obviously, I'd like to keep the momentum rolling and hit a DSP Tries It reward sooner rather than later because it's a short week. You know, if we keep momentum, we'll do DSP Tries It by like Tuesday, Wednesday, and we'll do it by the end of the week. If not, then sadly, it looks like it's going to have to wait, and I don't want it to wait. I want to do DSP Tries It this week. It's a special one.
I don't want to wait. I want to do DSP Tries It this
Because
week.
we're going to do a new restaurant that I've never tried before called Salty Blue. What they do is all kinds of cool, like fish and chips, but it's like special fish that I've never had before, like high-end fish. And they do like chicken schnitzel and all kinds of cool sides and things, all special stuff. So I'm excited for that when we hit 40 goals, all right?
So
we're
cool.
currently at
I'm so
35.
excited.
So
Why can't you
let's
just-
keep that momentum going. Let's definitely hit
He acts like he's not allowed to eat the food unless he unless he goes out and or unless he acts like he can't go out and get the food. He has to
goal
hit the
today for
streams or else he's
Oblivion.
not able to eat
Tonight
the
on
food.
Disco
He's
Elysium,
always
we
like,
have-
I really would like to try this place. Guys, come on, we need $1,500 so I can try this place. Why don't you just go get it yourself?
Not even done a stream of Disco Elysium yet that we didn't hit the goal. So I'm thinking today, let's keep it going. Let's get to 37 goals and, 9 straight streams of hitting goals today and keep it going. Also, I would like to talk today about the upcoming marathon when we hit 50 goals. Because if you look at the pacing that we have, it won't be
Look
this
at
week,
the
it'll be next
pacing.
week. All right? And that's
Very
going to be
cool.
during my 7-day streaming week. So we need to figure out exactly what it is that you guys want to do for the marathon. It's very possible that if we actually get, goals
let me
hit
know if it
quickly
sounds
this
fucked
week,
up.
we could actually do it by like next weekend. All right? But the question is, what do you want to do for the upcoming marathon?
I'm gonna go
There's
raise up
basically
some
2
chips.
options right now. I think both options are perfectly, viable and interesting. Option number 1 would be the return of viewer's choice, where you guys will nominate and vote on some games. Whatever wins the polling ends up being played, and usually it's like 4 or more games during one of these marathons, and I play each one for like an hour. And then usually what happens is, not only do I get exposed to a bunch of games that I don't know about because I've never played them before,
Yeah,
but
he's
usually
never gonna
something
play them after
appeals,
either.
and then we end up taking one of those and turning it into an actual playthrough. All right, last time it was Onimusha HD, which I loved so much, we turned it right into a playthrough immediately. I liked it. Now in May,
It has so many stipulations for what games can be used to. Like it has to be fun within the first hour. We couldn't have played it already. You're left with like 10 games that he'll allow you to pick.
I'm going to be playing Onimusha 2 HD, and next year I'm going to be playing the new Onimusha game that's coming out. Pretty cool, right?
Pretty cool.
But the other idea is actually pretty interesting that someone came up with. Closet Clean Out 2.0. Best
So
and half
cool.
retirement event.
Retirement event. Except it's fucking bullshit because he's saying it's a retirement event, but he's gonna bring them back anyways. He admits it.
I know this sounds weird, all right? So the premise of this event is thus. Number 1, over the
thus.
course of a marathon, I clean out this
That
closet,
doesn't make any
which now
sense.
is all cluttered again. I cleaned it out 3 years ago for the first time in like 8 years, and we found so much crap in there. A lot of good games, like old retro games that I still have, but also a whole bunch of stuff that I threw out, and we reorganized the closet. People thought it was going to be boring, and it ended up being one of the best events I did all
People
year.
thought it
People
was
wanted
gonna
me
be
to do
boring, but
other
it was actually the
closets in my
best event.
house.
Yeah, it was so
Okay?
cool. People loved
So what's
it.
happened is, over the last, 6 to 8 months, as I've redone my office and my setup,
Where's
clutter
the
has
brown girl?
rebuilt into that closet simply because as I set stuff up, now I take stuff away, throw it in the closet, don't have time to really reorganize or
Oh
clean it
my
up.
God.
And in addition, One of the things that I was using the closet for was to hang.
He literally will not clean his closet unless he's getting paid for it. There is not a single thing in that entire room he will do unless he's getting paid for it.
The vests
Pretty
and
incredible.
hats that I used to use as on-stream apparel/accessories.
Hey, what's up, Chorus?
So for those who don't know, because maybe you've only been around for the last year, for several years there, from 2010 through early 2024, whenever I hit a support goal, I would have you guys vote on a hat or a vest. And you would pick one, and then I would put it on the rest of the stream.
How many times does he have
Now,
to remind
admittedly,
us of this?
at first it was kind
He's
of
explained like the origin of the vest goal like 10,000 times.
just silly fun, but then it kind of became a chore or a hassle because it really started hindering the content. Instead of it being about me playing a game, a lot of the times it was, let's make Phil look stupid by putting on a giant, heavy platinum vest in the middle of summer.
Vest
So
in
as
the
he sits
middle
there
of
trying to
summer.
work, he's sweating
You
profusely.
have a fucking air conditioner, dude. Turn up the air conditioner a little higher. That room is not big enough for this to be an actual concern. I'm sure that the air conditioner was doing a fine job. He just loves to bitch and moan and bitch and cry and bitch and moan.
It wasn't very comfortable. It wasn't very healthy, but it was something that I did because it motivated people to contribute. Well, the good news is over the last year,
All right, I'm gonna hang out with a child. Nobody say anything weird.
we redid everything,
fine.
right? As I redid my setup, I redid
like
my
a big
funding
brother to
goals
her.
and things like that. Now we don't do that crap anymore. And quite frankly, the streams are just a lot better. They just are. And, you know, now we have actual concrete rewards like special DSP tries, it's special marathons and events that are based on your level of support. So you get rewarded for supporting me as opposed to, oh, put on a hat.
Oh, put on a hat.
So, much better, right? People like that now. But these
Listen,
things
your
have been
parents are
sitting
getting
in the
divorced,
closet
dude.
untouched for almost a year. So I had the idea, well, hey, if we're gonna do a marathon where I'm gonna clean out this closet
Yeah,
again,
in reality, it's like
why
68
not do it
degrees.
so that every set amount of funding, like let's say every $50, right, that I raise, we immediately do a poll, and you guys can vote on either a hat or vest that I will put on until we hit the next goal. So let's say we hit $50 of funding. Oh, vote on a hat, and it'll be like, you know, the Knights knit hat,
Me too, Corez.
the
It's 6
cowboy
degrees
hat,
here, and I am.
the football hat,
freezing,
and the
dude.
fisherman's hat. And you guys vote on one, and whatever wins, I
The
put on.
fisherman hand.
Then when we hit $100 of support, we do a vest poll, and it could be like the camo vest, the blue vest, the red vest, or the gold vest. And you vote on that. Whatever wins, I put that on. And the thing is, when we hit another goal, so let's say then we get to 150, well, we're gonna vote on another hat now. Well, that means that that hat that I'm wearing at that point is officially retired and goes into storage. And over the course of the day,
Dave,
we
you
can
iPhone
actually
now.
get
Yeah,
through
he
all
is.
the hats and vests and see them all on camera, now in full HD.
In
Because you
full
guys never
HD?
even saw that stuff in full quality.
You guys have never seen the vests and hats in full HD. Yeah, 720 to 1080 is gonna be such a jump. Or was his webcam wasn't like 480, right? Who the fuck cares? Who the fuck cares if it's 480 or 720 or 1080? So I don't even know why I'm asking.
Like literally never.
Oh
I didn't
my
have
God.
this good setup back then. It all was in pixelated, you know,
Yeah, it's the
480p
director
shit.
cut.
Now you'll actually be able to see it in good quality for the last time and wave it goodbye. Now,
Wave it
I'm not
goodbye.
saying that I would never, ever do the vest and hat thing again, but if we did, we should do it.
This is pissing me off. When the Lakers retire Shaq's jersey, it's because he's never coming back and playing a game for them again. When the Dodgers retire, I don't know, Otani's jersey in the future, it's because he's not coming back. He's gone. He's not playing another baseball game. He's retiring the vests and the hats, but then he's actually gonna do the same thing he is right now. He's gonna wear them in the future when he really wants to squeeze money out of people.
For special event, like let's say we do a special marathon, it's vest and hat
Maybe
marathon. where we
Kat
bring
should
back the
retire
nostalgia.
DoorDash.
Maybe we could be like a retrospective event where we're watching back my old content and commentating on it and laughing
That'll
at
be
it.
beautiful
And then
for Gun
when we
Loco.
hit support goals, I could put on the vest and hat again to be silly, right? So there you go. That's how I think it could go. And I think either event I think is good. All right, to be honest, either event is good. But
Oh my god.
the problem I'm having right now is if we're going to do the viewer's choice event, We literally have to start setting up for it now because you guys need time to nominate games, and then we need time for a poll to run for you to vote on the game nominations.
This is so
And
complicated.
the way that we're going with these goals, likely this week we're going to see 40 goals hit, and probably sometime next week we're going to see 50. So we would definitely need
when he really
to
needs
start
some
setting
money,
up
they're
now.
coming out.
And I think either idea is a good idea. Like either one works. So I'm kind of on the fence about what to do. And it seems like a lot of people are on the fence. Like every time that I stream and I bring this up, some people are like, "Oh, the viewer's choice sounds great," and others are like, the closet and retirement event sounds great. So
The
I don't know.
retirement event.
Like, what should we do? Right? I don't know if we should just set it up now or, I don't know. See, Vestival. Should we call it the Vestival? There you go. That's what we're gonna call it.
Oh,
We're gonna call
cool.
it the Vestival. The Closet Vestival. Oh man, that's perfect. We're gonna call it the Closet
The
Vestival.
Closet Festival.
There you go. So that way we know it has to do with closet and the Vestival, the retirement of the vests. The Closet
so
Vestival.
cool.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Sounds
You
like I'm
really
already
love
decided.
that.
I have not
He
already
thinks that's
decided.
super cool.
Again, I'm for either. And it seems like you guys like both ideas.
No, I
And the
like
thing is,
neither.
too,
I'll be
remember,
honest.
Every 50 goals hit, we do one of these marathons. So it's very possible that one marathon we do one, and the next marathon when we hit 100 goals, we do the other.
Dude, I hate
Which
this
would just
guy.
be another, month or two. But hey, right? I'm okay with that. So let's see. You know what? All right, enough with this nonsense. Hey, Luna, you've never contributed ever
Yeah,
once.
uh-oh.
I'm tired of these people
Uh-oh.
who are LARPers in my chat. I mean it.
Oh, LARPers.
There's people who sit in my
Do you
chat
learn a new word?
who aren't fans. They're trolls, and they sit there under new accounts, and I don't like this. So here's Luna 200. Oh, I just don't like these goals anymore.
Uh-oh.
I don't see why this would. Luna, you are a sock account.
Why am I
You're not a
toxic?
fan. You've literally never contributed once to any of my streams ever.
No, the Spurs
No
fan
one
stays.
cares about your toxic opinion of how
They
no
got
matter
Victor
what I come up
Wembanyama. I
with for an
love Victor.
idea, you don't like it. So goodbye. And everyone else is of that attitude. Well, I'm serious.
San Antonio Spurs fan, please ignore Forgotten Locale. Unfortunately, he is a Clippers fan. And you might have seen that things aren't going very well for him right now. So
I just sit here and I dump on everything that Phil says and does. These are good ideas, but let's just say they're bad so everyone can be toxic and negative in Phil's chat. Goodbye. Because I'm just going to
going
your
to
ass out of
ban
chat,
kick
and we're
your
not gonna
ass
see you
out
at-
here. Sorry, I had to pause
Well, I'm serious.
to sort some drama out really quick, but I'm gonna go back so we can listen to all that in total. Thank you, subject, for the $2 super chat. It is an anthropomorphic pear that's kind of like wiggling back and forth with the headband on it and says "cool" above it. Thank you, I appreciate it. You'll be shuffling your field chill. I'm pretty scared. I'll be honest. I shouldn't have said anything.
I just sit here and I dump on everything that Phil says and does. These are good ideas, but let's just say they're bad.
They're
so
not-
everyone can
they're
be
not.
toxic and negative in Phil's chat.
So they're good ideas. That's like it. So if you think they're bad, you're a fucking idiot and you're a troll and you're a LARPer because they're actually good ideas. Okay.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Because I'm just going to kick your ass out of chat, and we're not going to see you ever again.
Ooh.
Luna is gone and not coming back.
Fuck
Luna was a
you,
sock
Luna.
account to begin
You
with.
fucking piece
and
of
I've
shit,
had enough
Luna.
of these idiots sitting around acting
You
like
fucking bitch.
this, right? Here's the thing. If you don't like
fucking
the ideas that people
slut.
come up with a better one, or shut up.
Yeah, the entire
But you don't. You just
Kick
sit
chat
there and
is
say, oh, it's
LARPers.
bad. Oh, it's bad. Oh, it's bad. Right? People keep saying, oh, DSP tries it is bad. Okay, come up with a better idea. No one ever does.
people are.
Then I try to come up with ideas.
Oh my god.
Oh, those ideas are bad. Those ideas are
They
bad.
are, though.
Well, then shut up.
Oh, Corez.
Because
You
if
know
you
what?
don't
Actually,
have a
they are
better
good
idea,
ideas. I
you
agree.
don't count. You're not contributing. That's not constructive criticism to just say, oh, it's bad. It's bad. Instead of, oh, well, actually, this would be an improvement or better thing, right? People have helped me recently. This closet idea is someone in chat kind of had this idea. And I was like, oh, let's refine it. Instead of just a closet clean out, let's do a stream where we bring back the vests and hats, and then maybe we could retire them, but then we could actually have them come back for special events later. I think that would be great. But no, just sit and dump on everything, right? Well, no. Don't.
Just take a dump on everything. If you don't like his idea of what Shiok says of doing chores, then you're a fucking brain dead idiot. Thank you, Pierre Joe, for the $2 super chat. Contribute or you don't matter. I agree, and that applies to this chat as well. Contribute or you do not matter. So Subject and BR Joe are the only people that matter to me at this moment.
Don't dump because you're banned and you're not
thank you for
coming
the
back
super
and no
chat.
one cares about you, including me.
Including
All right,
me.
Anyway, so I think we need to figure this out, and I honestly
Bill
don't
Brassey.
know what to do. Okay? Maybe we'll think about it for one more day, but the thing is,
Bro, Brasky, I'll
if
give
we're
you a
going
pass.
to be doing
You matter.
the viewer's choice event, all right, I have to,
Where's the fat
absolutely
kid?
have to set up at this point as soon as possible, or else you guys won't have time to nominate games, and it'll be a big rushed event that won't be as good. You know, if we have at least about a week and a half for you guys to nominate and then vote, that'll work. But, you know, I'm not sure. I'm on the fence about it. I feel like either event works. Either event could lead to some good content. To be honest, my closet is a huge mess at this
my
point.
God, because he
So it'd be
hasn't
great to have a
cleaned
day
it
where we
since the
hang out and
last,
just take stuff out, throw it out,
since the
spend
last
time together,
closet
hanging out,
cleanup
talking,
stream.
seeing the hats and vests for the last time would be pretty cool. But at the same time, I absolutely think that a viewer's choice could be great. We could get a good playthrough out of it over the course of the next few months. All right? So let's talk about it. Let's try to figure it out. All right?
I don't have like shit I can do today. Hey, what's up, Aviga?
Okay.
Dude, this place is fucking wild. Look at this. This is where the hoes are at.
So, all that being said, before we get into other topics, it's time for some shout-outs. All right? So thank you already. We have a super sticker to start the day from Gamer Stevie, which was $5. Thank you, to
Gamer
Gamer
Stevie.
Stevie, for the
Hey, big
$5
ups.
super sticker. Let's get
Thank
that
you,
up on
Gamer
the
Stevie.
leaderboard.
Is that the real Gamer Stevie? Ooh, expensive.
Excellent. And we have 2 tips that have come in. Let's take a look. See if they're both legit or not. We start off today with a $2 tip. You look tired. Did you get a good night's sleep? I did. But this time of year particularly,
This dude's like the
with my
most
allergies,
retarded person I've ever seen.
sometimes
in
I
my
just don't
whole
sleep as
entire
well as I
fucking life,
hope.
bro.
And some nights I'll like wake up and I'll feel like crap. And yeah, I woke up this morning and my nose was congested and I could tell that I hadn't breathed very well in my sleep, probably because of my allergies. I'm like, ugh. So it is what it is.
Gamer
You
Stevie's
know,
like
I do
legit.
feel refreshed.
Gamer Stevie's legit schizo, I think. Sav knows a lot more about him than I do. And she was telling me that he has like this whole thing where he says that his like sister was molested in front of him or something like that, and but it didn't happen. But like I don't know. But apparently he's like an actual schizo. So
I don't feel like tired or anything. It's more like my sinuses and things that are bothering me. Like right now, my right nostril is kind of half blocked. Like, ugh, you know, hate that. Also, if you didn't tell, like the last week, my throat was swollen and like gunked up. It actually feels a lot better this morning. So I think that issue may have been like moved past, but now it's my nose that's bothering me. So anyway, thanks for the $2 tip. I'm feeling good. And by the way, before someone says, why do you look so red? It's the lights.
yeah,
If you
just
didn't notice,
the
take a
lights.
look at the lights today.
Yeah, look at the
all
lights,
of my
you
skin
fucking
looks
idiot.
like bright red and pink. Because that's what happens when you have like flame effects in your office here. It makes you look a different color. Especially when you're as white as I am and as pasty as I am. Right? Okay. I received a $2 tip. Please yell some Islamic chants at the top of your lungs. No. No thanks. But thanks for the $2. Okay. All right. So as I said, guys, 7 straight streams of hitting the support goals, right? Let's keep this going, right? Let's continue with that streak of positivity so we can do the DSP tries it by the end of this shortened streaming week, and then we can push forward and try to get big advancement towards the marathon next week. I would love to do the marathon next week. That would be perfect. I mean,
Why is David
actually,
100%
if we can
against
do the marathon
entertaining
next
anyone?
weekend, That would be great, because
Because-
remember, I'm going to be here next weekend, Saturday and Sunday, so an extra weekend
I'll have an
day,
answer for you.
it could work. Like maybe do it like a Sunday all-day event. But to do that, well, we got to get a lot of support. We got to hit
How
these
can you
goals.
become friends with them?
So let's get it rolling, all right? We got our first super chat. We got our first tip. How about our first membership of the day?
Oh my
And how
God.
about our first...
I hate how he does this shit now. Come on, guys. Let's get our first. We've got a tip and we've got a super chat, but let's get a membership and let's get our first membership. Let's get some member. Come on, guys. We haven't gotten a membership on Kick in a couple of days. Oh my God, it's so annoying.
First sub of the week over on Kick. It is Sunday, and every Sunday those leaderboards reset, right? So let's get some support over on Kick.
The later
By the way, is the
reset.
Kick
No one
chat
gives a
working?
fuck.
'Cause it looked like Kick was messed up for a little bit, but now it looks like it may be working again. Cool. Yeah, it looks like viewership even picked up. Yeah, everything was working over there again. Good. Cool. All right. So,
Oh, I
thank
need
you
a
guys.
rank 4 courage. I do not have that to see this dude. What about
Yeah.
Tanaka?
For that, as you guys contribute, I will shout it out.
Reload.
Let's get some support rolling so we have some topics to talk about, shall we? Okay. So outside of
Yeah,
all
it's
of
also
that stuff going
it's also
on,
just OIC on
you
it.
know, there's a topic
using
that I would
different
like to
names.
talk about. It's this thing that kind of just happened this week that I noticed, and I would love to have some feedback on this. All right. So here's what I'm talking
40,000
about.
yen.
This week, 2 games released. I should say last week, 2 games
I
released.
don't got that
correct?
type of money.
One of them
How did so many
All
people
right.
unlock him already?
is, very frankly, a complete surprise. In Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered, there had always been rumors that it was going to come out, but then all of a sudden it got shadow dropped this week.
Wow.
And I think a lot of people were taken aback and surprised by that, but also were very invigorated and excited by that.
I was
They're like,
invigorated,
Oh, that's really
that's for
cool,
sure.
right? That happened. We never had any kind of a remaster or a remake of that game, and because of that, you know, people are excited for Elder Scrolls again. It's been a long time since we had something besides, say, the 40 millionth Skyrim remaster, which has been resold 400 times, right? Absolutely ludicrous how many times that game's been sold. So to finally have
ludicrous.
something different,
Luda.
you know, I could totally understand why people are super excited for it. So that's excellent, right? And I've been playing it 2 different streams.
What's
I'm having a good time with
KCD2?
it. I hope that you guys are too, obviously.
Oh, Kingdom Come
Um,
Deliverance too.
Okay, I was just checking something in my layout here. Looks good. Okay.
Yeah, I did Forgotten Locale. I think that
and
was
so-
what stream was that? It's the one before. I think I named one. I'm in line at Walmart, I think, and then I think that the one before that is the one where I watched that. But very good stuff.
Yeah, I'm excited for more today. But another game came out this week, right? Another game came out
What are you checking out
by
for
the name
Retro Shake?
of Claire Obscure Expedition 33. Now, unlike Oblivion, okay, this is a brand new game. It is made by a studio of only, I think they said 30 people or something like that over in France. It's got really great graphics,
Hey,
an
Parma.
awesome soundtrack, a unique
I'm in line.
plot and cast of characters, and it's
Walmart.
got awesome turn-based RPG gameplay that takes elements from many different games and combines it into this really complex but fun formula. All right? All reports are it's literally one of the best RPGs of the last decade, if not the best. I have played it for 4 hours, and the more I play it, the more I like it. I'm really enjoying this game so far. Seriously, having a great time with it. Okay? So, what is the reaction to my 2 playthroughs of these 2 games? Because all I can do
Horror
is
at
tell you the
high
reaction here. I can't tell you how the rest of the internet is acting,
That sounds scary.
but here's the reaction.
Oh no.
When I play Oblivion
Oh, it's
Remastered,
RPG overload.
attendance on the streams have been good. Okay. Excellent. And the on-demand video views are amazing compared to the rest of the playthroughs that I've been doing. You know, most of the games I've been playing recently, they're just not getting a lot of views, mostly because none of them are big new releases because there haven't been any. So, you know, I'm playing Blueprints and it gets 300, 400 views a video.
Depends on
I
Jamal
stream
Murray.
it, I get like
Throwing
200,
fade away,
250
but I could see that.
right? Not a lot of
I
hyper
don't know if
attention
the
on
Nuggets
that.
got
one.
it.
Even though I love the game,
Cool,
it's
thanks,
not
Amiga.
going to
You can
pick
just
up a
DM it to me.
mainstream audience, correct?
I always look at your list that you sent me, and I just recently got War Groove, I think it is. About
Well,
gonna play it soon.
Oblivion's the opposite. For bizarre reason, I don't know why. The Oblivion stuff has been doing well, really, really well. And uh-oh, is my internet
Uh-oh.
crapping out? It is. My internet is crapping out. That's not good. My internet is going crazy right now.
It's going crazy.
I don't think it's a denied a DDoS attack.
He's getting DDoS.
It looks
Shut
like
the
my
fuck up.
internet is just crapping out really badly right now. So if you guys can hear me on the stream, I apologize. My internet is really, really bad. It's down. It just went from like 15,000 kilobits per second to like 1,500.
Casino? No.
So I have to wait for it to solidify. It's not anything I'm doing. It's my internet signal is really bad right now.
Yeah, even his internet's falling asleep.
It's like all over the board terrible. It's not your guys' internet. It's my internet right now is screwed up. I'm just sitting here waiting for it to hopefully restore. The audio will usually always be fine. Yeah, the audio will almost always be
Why
fine.
won't
'cause
my
audio
internet
is
solidify?
actually really low bit
It's
rate
too
to encode and
liquid.
everything. It's the video, obviously, that is the higher data rate. So you could hear me talk, but it's going to be really choppy. The on-demand viewers, you guys are never affected by this because I locally record while I stream. So if you watch this podcast on demand, you should have zero issue whatsoever. It should be fine. So here's the deal. For those who are watching live, my apologies. There's nothing I can do. It's definitely my internet. I can see my internet has dropped right now. I'm hoping for the best. I'm
I'll
hoping
be
that will
tuned in for
solidify
download
and fix in a couple minutes here. If not, I will continue on with the show offline and then test it again in a bit to see. But just stay
Great.
put. I'll let you guys know what happens. Usually on YouTube, the stream will just resume. But if there's a chance that if the bitrate is so low, YouTube might end the stream and then have to start a new one. We'll see. Right now, it looks like it is kicking up again. Let's see what happens.
Joe.
If it stays consistent here or not. That was some bad noise in the lines right there.
Is there
Yikes.
any to solidify?
Okay, so it looks like YouTube is fixing, and it looks like Kick is restarting entirely. Yeah. We should be good now. We should be good.
Well, William Lind,
Yes.
I think the only time people watch DSP podcasts on demand is when they're streaming it, and then everybody else is watching it through
Should
them.
be good on both sites now.
I'm
Are we good?
technically watching it right now, but
Are we good? Hello? YouTube side is good. Everyone says YouTube side is
This
working. It's
sucks.
good. Is that correct?
Sound good,
What
guys?
about the Kick side?
Kick side, come on, speak up.
Audio should be fine. Everything should be good. It shows on both sides that we're good. We're golden. I have to check to see what's going on Kick. Let me refresh here. This is probably a new stream now. No, it's still showing as the same stream.
Yeah, I wonder how the. I want to see a direct
That's weird because it
translation
totally
of
said
the
disconnect and
Japanese
reconnect, but now it seems to be
part of
going the
Maya's
same string.
talking.
All right. We should be good on both sites
very
now.
silly.
We're good? All right. Look a few things here. All right. We're back. Are we good now? I want to confirm on both sides we're good, and then we'll continue with the show. Are we good on YouTube? Are we good on Kick? Let me know. If we're good on YouTube, type 1 in the chat. If I'm good on Kick,
This is awesome.
type 1 in the chat.
This is great content.
If I see no ones, I know we're in trouble.
Forgotten Locale, he's not going to stream. He's going to...
All right, I'm seeing a bunch of ones
he's
on
not
the
gonna
YouTube side.
retire. He's going to stream until the day he's dead.
I'm finally starting to see some ones on the Kick side, but not as many, not nearly as many.
All right,
got
guys,
a
press
few.
1 if you can hear
Okay.
DSP.
All right, I'm going to assume we're good now. My apologies. My internet had a blip there for like 60 seconds. Okay, so getting back to what I was saying, all right?
Ooh, that's dark, Jack.
Oblivion Remastered is doing
But maybe.
really well this week. When I stream it, it does well. When I upload the videos on demand, it's doing well. Clear Obscure Expedition 33.
Uh-oh.
All right? I love the game. I streamed it twice, 2 days in a row since it released.
I went on this rant earlier, but just because we have a lot more people here now, I just have to say it. Whenever he was talking about we have gaming shell shock, because people are more excited about in his chat are more excited about Oblivion than Expedition 33. It's because of him, because he has cultivated this audience. Because he did not play Final Fantasy Rebirth. He did not play Metaphor. Well, he did play both of them, but not very much. He always talks about JRPG Overlord. Oh, my audience doesn't like JRPGs. He doesn't play them. And then he wonders why a JRPG-esque game is not liked by his audience. It's because you're the one that cultivated this audience. Along with like Nintendo games. He was talking about how his audience doesn't like Nintendo games because you always shit on them and you don't even play like half of them.
Okay? So I've had an absolute great time playing it. I think it's one of the best games of recent memory of the last several years. And I think it's an outstanding RPG, and I literally can't wait to play more. Okay? But to give you some perspective, comparatively between Oblivion Remastered and Expedition 33, like Expedition 33 is getting very little views. Like last time that I streamed it on Friday,
nice, yeah.
it was like 200 viewers on YouTube and like 50 viewers on Kick, which is low. You know, for a new release, you'd expect around 300 or more on YouTube, and usually like 80 on Kick or more. And it just seemed like it was way low. As I was playing it, a lot of people weren't even talking in the chat.
Uh-oh.
And it was actually getting rough where we weren't hitting the goal or anything. And then last minute, someone came in and did support the stream. But like, basically, it just looks to me like it's just not getting much attention and people aren't enjoying it.
No one cares about it.
I'm watching the videos on demand.
No one cares about it.
The videos on demand aren't getting many views. To give you some perspective, again, the Oblivion videos, every video I've uploaded has got over 1,000 views or more.
Yeah, I saw him saying, I saw a clip where like somebody tweeted about how he gets mad that people avoid him playing it because of spoilers, and he says that doesn't make any sense. What the fuck do you mean doesn't make any sense?
Expedition 33 has like 400 views a video. So I posed this question. I posed this question to you guys on Thursday or Friday, excuse me, before I went on my break. I said, so guys,
Oh fuck!
what
I
is
don't have
going
money for a
on
burger.
in regards to? I'm paying no attention to the idiots on Kick. You guys are morons. Anyway, what is going on in regards to this? I need feedback. Why would it be that people are watching Oblivion but not watching Expedition 33? And I really need to have some, updates on this and some feedback because I want to figure out what's going on. I read some comments. Okay, I read some comments. And the comments are as follows.
From fucking morons.
Expedition 33 is a really hype game, but the Oblivion remaster sadly overshadowed it.
No, it did not. Get the fuck out of here. No, it did not. I've seen way more people talking about Expedition 33 than Oblivion. Or if I'm wrong, and I haven't, a lot of people are talking about it still.
Okay, and because of that, even though it's a great
Oblivion's
game,
obviously huge, but
people aren't paying attention to the game because of Oblivion. Like, if it had just come out by itself this week and it was the only game, that's all anyone was talking about, maybe it would have been doing a lot better. But because Oblivion came out, everyone's just dying for Oblivion. The other take I got is a lot of people are saying, oh, well, we're playing it ourselves, so we don't want to be spoiled. Therefore, we're not watching your playthrough right now.
Yes.
Now, that one confuses me, and here's why that one confuses me.
Look, I don't even want to listen to what the fuck he's going to say. What do you mean it confuses you? It's very... It makes a lot of sense, actually.
Confuses me. All right? If this were 2010. And this was old DSP in the way that DSP used to cover games. When I used to buy a new game, I literally would sit down, put it into my console, hit record, and record for 8 hours straight. Then I would upload that footage while I went and ate. I would come back and play for another 5 hours. Within the first 24 hours of a game being out, I'd have like 12 hours of the playthrough live. Then, the next day, I would play it again. And usually within 2-3 days, I would slam out a full playthrough of a popular game. The only exceptions would be really lengthy RPGs where I would try to space them out over a week so I wouldn't tire myself out. But even then, I would still play the living crap out of those games, right?
So what the fuck does that matter for not spoiling people?
But it's 2025. Modern DSP is a variety streamer. I don't sit here and play a game for 8 to 12 hours in one day. I'm confused at how I could possibly be spoiling a game for you. I've played 2 streams of Clear Obscure, and I'm only around 5 hours in, maybe 5.5. I'm not very far into this game, and quite frankly, anyone who started playing it on Thursday when it released, on Sunday as of now...
Oh, okay, I see what he's trying to say. This is fucking stupid. This is, like, actually the most brain-dead, stupid thing I've ever heard him say. Because, okay, I am not going to watch his, I'm not going to watch any Expedition 33 content, because I don't want to get spoiled by the game. But I don't even own the game yet. You know why? Look at the screen, dude. I just started like 100 hour long JRPG. So, yeah, just because I haven't started the game doesn't mean that I'm not going to play the game and don't want to be spoiled. There are probably like thousands or tens to hundreds of thousands of people that are not playing the game yet that are going to play the game, that don't want to be spoiled, because then once they eventually get to it, you know, they remember seeing like a crazy scene and they'll be spoiled on it. He's the only one. Yeah, Corez, he buys the games on day one. Thus, so does everyone else. Yeah. And that makes no sense. He imagines that everyone buys games on day one. Okay.
Probably is way ahead of me. So how you could say, oh, you know, I don't want to spoil myself on this game.
Hey, Visnir.
I'm confused, you know? Now, taking a look at the playthrough as of today, parts 1 and 2 have barely gone above 1,000 views. Parts 3 and 4...
Yeah, Viga. Exactly.
...have between 500 and 600 views each. Again, like compare that to Oblivion.
There are just so many cases where somebody will not beat the game for a very long time, but even today, what's today, like May 3rd? Even today, they do not want to be spoiled about the game, even though they haven't even touched it yet. Or they have touched it and they have a fucking life. What about people that have kids? People that have kids and don't have time to put into the game are probably putting as much time into the game as DSP is. So DSP might still be ahead of them, even if they're day one, like a day one buyer.
Oblivion,
yeah, exactly, Retro.
You, has double to triple the views of each one of those videos, and it's an old game I just played 2 years ago.
I just played 2 years ago. Stop saying that.
The point I'm getting to here, all right? I have a feeling, and maybe this is just a feeling, maybe this is just me, modern viewers and gamers, at least in my circle, it probably isn't everyone, but for those people who watch my content, have a lot of issue trusting new releases and games media that say that they're good. And what I mean by that,
I mean, FIFA Phona, that's definitely why his viewership is the way it is. And yet, well, you want to know what his circle is? He said earlier, Codbrinkwin, his circle is his chat. His chat, which I said, that's why I repeated my rant about him curating this audience that doesn't even really care about JRPGs or Nintendo, and then getting mad that his audience doesn't care about JRPGs or Nintendo. Oops.
Is that a lot of the times now when these new games are coming out, there's maybe initially a tiny bit of hype behind it, but once that little bit of hype is passed,
no, the game.
Most people don't care about these games anymore.
Oh my god!
Unless it's a giant game. So, for example, when Doom comes out. Perhaps that one will actually have a lot more hype behind it because
People
it's
don't
considered
care
a
about
huge
games
release,
anymore.
one of the biggest of
Okay.
the year, correct? I think maybe that one will have some clout. When the Switch 2 comes out,
Oh,
probably
Switch 2's
games
gonna
like
have
Mario Kart and
Mario
Donkey
Kart's
Kong
gonna
will
have
have a
cloud.
big boost.
Wow,
When
really
the Metal
cool.
Gear Delta Snake remake comes out, Delta Snake Eater, remake comes out in August. I bet that will have a big push. Maybe a game like Ghost of Yote later on in the year, right? But a lot of these games that have been coming out recently, they just don't seem to get that clout. You know what I mean? Even the big ones. Take a look at Assassin's Creed
I don't
Shadows.
even know what he's talking about.
And I know that the game sucks, but still, you would have thought that would have been a game that would have had at least some initial interest outside of the first stream. But
Is
no,
everyone
after that
supposed
first
to be
stream,
talking
no one
about the
gave a
game
shit about that
24/7?
game. It was just dead.
What does he mean people don't care about the game? Expedition 33, like I said, it just hit its peak concurrent player base, but you probably see less of it now than you did like on release. You probably are not seeing people talk about it as much. That doesn't mean that people like don't give a shit about them anymore. It's just that that's how things work. Something happens and something cool happens and everyone talks about it, and then there's no reason to talk about 24/7 anymore. It's like I don't know when like the Clippers. People are all sorry for Gone Loco. Everyone's talking about the Clippers because of this game right now that just happened, and in a week, you're not going to really see people talking about this game anymore. And does that mean that like no one cared about the game and no one cares about it still? You know what I'm saying? That might be a bad analogy, but I'm trying to think of something. Just because people aren't talking about 24/7 doesn't mean anything. People are still playing and having fun.
And so, the interesting take here that I have on it, I feel like what's happened is we are all tired. The last several years.
Wait a second. Koraz, you haven't seen that? Let me see if I can pull it up. Yeah, DSP said he got sexually assaulted, and Sav, who beat the game, explained it to me, which was essentially he would act repulsed with everything the female character said. He would act repulsed by them. But then with Asterion, I guess he was like a bro with him, so he had the least hostile responses to him. So at the end, he ends up fucking the dude because of the way he acted. Let me see if I can find it.
You've had 2 to 3 years where all the big game devs, the AAAs, the big companies who normally you could trust, you could say, these are
the
games,
Jared. Sorry, I haven't played the game yet.
Underwhelmed, underperformed, and underdelivered time after time after time. How many times can you say, man, this franchise used to be huge. It's time for the new one, and the new one comes out, and it's just not that good. And that's bad. We used to have these tried and true companies that would pump out great games every year, and now we can't trust them. The games come out, you got to be skeptical. You got to be questioning, will this game be worth our money and our time or not, right? In addition, let's also be honest, games media just doesn't seem very trustworthy anymore. A lot of the times, games media is coming out saying that a game is great that sucks ass. You remember what they did with Dragon Age Dawn Guard? You remember, Veilguard. Dragon Age Veilguard, they had the balls to actually say was the best Dragon Age in over a decade, a return to form, a must-play game. A game that I played 12 hours of, and I was so fucking bored, I dropped it before I even got to any of the woke stuff that people were upset about.
I think I was
muted.
muted.
I was bored before we even got to it.
My bad.
And I stopped playing it because the game fucking sucked. So many games media said Assassin's Creed Shadows, amazing. The game is terrible. It is so fucking boring. And that's modern games. They're coming out, they suck. So what it might be is a combination of we're kind of shell-shocked and punch-drunk from games not being good, and we don't trust game journalists anymore. So when they say a game is good, we almost immediately believe the opposite, that they don't know what they're talking about. They're just a bunch of hacks and schlubs, and they're kissing butt for the sake of kissing butt, and they're not telling the truth.
Okay, great. I found 2 videos about it. We're going to go ahead and watch those because I think it's probably very funny.
I do think that's true. To be honest, I think that that's what's happened. We have a games industry now that everyone just doesn't know what to believe. And a lot of the times you have to watch someone play a game multiple times to really understand if it's something that's worth your time or not. But it's sad because I think that means that the days of people coming by and watching a game playthrough from start to finish may be over. You come by, you watch the first stream, and then you're done, right? You made your judgment, and you don't watch the full playthrough anymore.
That's kind of how it's always been, right? Because every single time you look at a stream, like a playthrough, the first part always has the most views, and then it falls off. Like from that one, it falls off to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 to 6. That's just literally how it's always been. It's always the first part that has the most views, unless, like, I guess probably something insane happens in like the middle. But
and a lot of people say to me, well, Phil, why do you drop so many games? I mean, this is why. It's not like it used to be where I was putting out lengthy playthroughs that were 20 to 40 hours, and every single part would be getting views that would be making money and hundreds of thousands of people following the playthrough. It's not like that anymore. It's like you play a game, you get that initial hype, and then the hype dies within 2 streams, and people are screaming for what's next. But I still like this game. Can I play it more? Well, you can, but we're not going to show up, we're not going to engage, and we're not going to support that content because we're on to the next already. Does that really feel like a healthy game community? A community that literally just picks something up. Oh, this is popular. Oh, I don't want to play with you.
Parma, I am finally getting to the age where I know exactly now that whenever people say, like, yeah, remember back in the day when blah, blah, blah. I'm finally getting old enough to realize how bullshit it is. Because I remember growing up on, like, music forums. People were always talking about, like, oh my god, music sucks so much now. Music in the 90s was so much better. But now, I start seeing younger people that are like 20, talking about how much music sucks now, and music was so much better in like 2010, which in my opinion is insane. The early 2010s kind of sucked for music, in my opinion. But
you anymore. That meme where they throw Woody from Toy Story right into the trash.
Dude, and music's awesome now. The best part about music now, too, is that you can listen to everything. You have, like, an entire, like 100 years of music that you can listen to at any point that you ever want to listen to. Like, that's pretty cool. And then if you don't like the modern music, you don't have to listen to it. You can ignore it and listen to fucking anything from the last 100 years. Yeah, unfortunately, King Von is gone now. I don't know how we're ever going to cope.
That's what it feels like. Everything is popular for 5 minutes, and then immediately we got to move on to the next thing because none of these games have longevity anymore, right? What baffles me is
Phil doesn't
Oblivion
listen to
doing
music
so
at all,
well this
actually.
week, while the genuinely new game, which I am absolutely loving, and everything about Clair Obscur makes it look like it would be successful. Actually great modern graphics, an amazing soundtrack, an interesting plot, and refined turn-based RPG gameplay elements that are quite fun to try to master with challenging boss fights and all of that, right? So what is going on with that particular game? That when I'm streaming it, it's just not doing it. But when I play Oblivion, people start freaking out.
Okay, Fruitcake's Drive
I
Safe.
would love to get feedback. If anyone has a take on this or any kind of feedback that you think you could offer, that's constructive.
My feedback
or
is
adds
you're a
to the
fucking
discussion,
idiot.
I would love to hear it. You know, saying dumb stuff like, well, you just don't get any
believe it or
attention. It's
not.
bullshit. I'm telling you, the Oblivion stuff's doing incredibly well. But why? Why Oblivion? Oh, no, a nearly 20-year-old game that I literally played 2 years ago. Why would that blow the new hot RPG out of the water when it comes to attention, engagement, and support? I'm confused and lost.
Because, like I said, well, first of all, Oblivion is like that's extremely popular, right? So it might be the case where it was always going to be like this for DSP. But like I said, of course, it's the audience that he's curating. If you're watching a streamer and you really love JRPGs, and the streamer drops Final Fantasy Rebirth and Metaphor in the same year, you're not gonna stay around. So it makes sense that people, the type of people that want to watch Expedition 33 aren't coming to watch it right now.
And I'd love to get any kind of feedback that I can, because I can't make heads or tails of it. And the tough part about that is, quite frankly, how do I know what to do? How do I know what to judge to put into the schedule? This week I didn't know, so I just balanced it. We're doing 2 Oblivion streams and 2 Clear Obscure streams because I don't know what else to do about it, you know? It's because of social media. People now have the attention span of a fly. No one has patience anymore for anything.
I mean, kind of,
There
but
you
that's kind of
go.
an old man take about this situation in particular.
Fed Roger, we just talked about that. He says, could it be people are trying to avoid spoilers? Dude, I'm 5 hours into Claire Obscure. Most people who bought the game on Thursday or got it on Game Pass on Thursday
how
are
many
more than
people
5 hours into it.
have brought it
It's
already.
Sunday.
Like,
I'm not even playing it again until tomorrow. What
I haven't even
spoilers
dropped
are
the
you
damn
avoiding
game
unless
yet,
you're
and I
playing
don't
at
want to.
snail's
I won't see
pace,
any
right?
fucking spoilers for it.
The vlog says the only thing I can think of is people want to see you play games they're familiar with. There may be something to that, correct? Take a look at viewers' choice events. They almost always do well, and we almost always get a game that becomes an actual successful playthrough like Onimusha HD was, right? It could be that now I've been there, done that, and you're more interested in seeing me play a game that you like from your past and you have passion for, rather than a game that's just brand new. Maybe that's a change that I need to adjust to, right? Cabal says, Cabal says, more people care about Oblivion and the Elder Scrolls in general over an indie French RPG, no matter how objectively good it is.
Yeah, exactly, Vismir. I'm the idiot for thinking that people don't buy the game at the same time. Everyone buys the game on day one, and that's it.
And
That's
I
why.
guess here's another question. So what's going to be the next?
That's why day one a game sells like 1 million copies, but then it ends up selling like 20 million copies over its lifespan. That doesn't make any sense because I thought everybody brought out day one.
Type thing then? Because if last week we had Oblivion and we had Clear Obscure, but everyone just went with Oblivion, so what's the next type thing? The next actual game that's coming out is Metal Eden, and this is the game that I just told you about. It comes out, I want to say it's like the 5th or 6th of May. Oh, the 6th of May, so I think that's a Thursday, so a week from this coming Thursday. No, wait, it's Tuesday. It'll be a week from Tuesday. So Metal Eden is a action-based first-person shooter. It seems to combine elements from games like Doom and Quake together. But it's set in the future. It's like sci-fi where you're a cyborg and you're fighting other cyborgs, and it looks great. It looks like what I would have wanted Doom to do with Doom's reboot in 2016, rather than where it went with Doom Eternal.
All right, I think
This
I
would have
got
been a
2
better way to go.
videos. What the hell? What was I looking for? DSP Baldur's Gate 3. Romance, maybe? Give me a second. I forgot what I searched for exactly.
In my opinion. So I'm curious about that. Like, will that get any traction? Right? What will actually be the next hype thing that everyone wants to see me do outside of Oblivion? And by the way, how long will Oblivion last? Because it seems even when things get to this level of hype, the hype doesn't...
Okay. So this is for Koraz. I think these are 2 videos that are what I'm thinking about. Essentially, it's like I said earlier. Sav explained this to me. So if I'm wrong, I'm probably misremembering what you said exactly. But from what I understand, yeah, he didn't want anything to do with any of the women in the game. So he was only cool with like the dudes, which led to him at the end of the game getting gay married to a dude that's also bear. So essentially DSP fucks a bear, and then he gets like really upset because he didn't want to marry a dude. He didn't want to marry anyone because he's a mature adult that's married. Well, I guess not get married to anyone besides Kat. But then he goes on a rant about how he was sexually assaulted. So there you go.
Elsin was eager to leave the
This from,
city
Hater
after
Me.
the Netherbrain fell, although you remained for a 10-day to help the wounded. Some of them accompanied you when you left. Their homes were rubble, and the promise of a sanctuary sheltered from the city was appealing. They helped to build the place you now call home.
You have actual
hidden from
romance in my
those
real
who are
life.
not
Look at that.
welcome.
Look at that lizard.
Open to any who need shelter. One day, Halcyon returns from a patrol of the borders with a letter held in his jaw.
What?
You read it. to
What?
him
As you
slowly
scratch
down
behind his ear?
Uh-oh.
What?
Uh-oh.
friends and allies.
Oh. Who approved this?
The absolute.
Uh-oh. Who approved? Oh, no.
Not
DSP's
being
about
the
to get
city that
raped.
saved her.
Oh, no.
What?
Away your adventures together.
Oh. Gee, thanks, Larian. I'm sure I chose this one. What happened? Well, look who's here. Whoa, he became a god. No way.
Oh, he became a god. No
Thou art
way.
called here, some from above, some below. For with thine bond
They're getting married?
Ah.
hast kept the wheel of
Congratulations,
fate
Phil.
spinning.
What do you mean
What?
they're getting married? It's we.
Though thou wert
It's a
both
fucking
far
wedding.
apart,
What?
moments after the collapse of the absolute,
What is happening?
fate renews thy bond.
Oh my god.
Oh, yeah. There's probably spoilers in this, so
How did this happen?
if you haven't played this.
Weapon.
Forced romance ending. What?
Or listen to that voice. That voice is when he gets like really upset.
What the fuck?
Once more.
What the fuck just happened? Right.
Yeah, the soy voice, the clown mode voice.
What the fuck?
Uh-oh.
How the hell?
Wearing
So
the gay
are
vest
you
too.
literally forced no matter what?
Ah.
The game just randomly selects someone.
Should have been nice to the
basically.
woman. Maybe
What
if you were
the
just a little
fuck?
nicer to the woman.
Well, oh wow, everyone has different outfits now. Look, they have end game outfits. That's neat. What it is they're all going back to their camp positions. You can have final conversations with them, right? Yeah, so the game glitched and gave it a romantic relationship.
A most welcome sight.
You notice her eyes are glowing? I think she became the god of the gift. I think so.
Crying, the
I
crying
think she
at the
became
end
god of
Chrono
the gift
Trigger.
because her eyes are glowing.
Her eyes are glowing.
It's good.
This is the original camp too.
The original camp.
No? All right, so should we say we don't have time for this right now? Does anyone know how long this takes?
He doesn't
How
have
long
time,
does
dude.
this
He-
segment take? About
he
like
needs
an
to go
hour.
see his
Someone says
wife.
like an hour, right? Because obviously I don't have time to finish this now, and I want to give it some time.
The original late.
Took about an hour. Okay. All right. Well, here's what we'll do then. I have an idea what we'll do. We'll do this Friday night. Since this is done now and this is the finale, we can flip the streams, right? We can flip them, and that's probably exactly what we'll do. And then maybe we can finish both games on Friday by flipping them.
Don't you're not supposed to.
And that way,
cross the
since people
streams.
want to see me kind of formally review this game, I can do like a formal review of it. That makes
The entire playthrough, he refers to his character as I/me until the game marriage. Then it's he. That's funny,
Sense.
Killers. That's a good observation.
because I want to give it time. I mean, we played 140
Yeah,
hours,
yeah,
guys.
he's acting like Cat's
I
gonna
want to do the
fucking
real ending.
like
I'm not gonna
cry.
rush through this. I've
Cat's
already
gonna have
gone
a
over
breakdown.
this stream. So, and obviously, I want to see the epilogue for everyone. I'm sure they all have interesting, dialogue and everything. So that's what we'll do. All right. And so hopefully, you guys will come back. I realize that obviously, right, when it comes to this stream being a night stream for the finale, I hope that people will show up because you guys have shown up the whole time as a day stream. But obviously, this is the end of it. I want stream. Right. Saved. It's time to end today's stream, but of Baldur's Gate 3 on demand after the true finale and final part later. It would be really cool. And apparently I'm getting married to Halcyon. Isn't that great? It seems like it. It
Isn't
says
that
I was
great?
scratching behind his ear, so you tell me what that means, right?
Ah.
All right, guys, see you next time.
He's pissed. He's scratching behind his ear.
Okay. The good news is we are done.
The bad news
Right?
is
The combat is
I'm
done.
gay.
We're just at a point now where we obviously want the epilogue, and we're going to do that on Friday night. So that's what we're going to do, guys. Tonight, it'll be Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. Tomorrow, I'm off. Friday, it'll be Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth as the
married to a
daytime
man,
stream.
dude.
And maybe we'll be able to finish the game doing it that way. And then the night stream will be the finale epilogue of Baldur's Gate 3. And that means hopefully Saturday we can do new
Whoa, Shiok, if they have a kid, then it's gonna be a man beer pig. Oh,
games. That would be great. Okay? All right, good. I'm so happy.
I scratched my cat behind the ears. Does that mean we have to get gay married? You should have at least gotten a female cat if I knew that.
We got that done. Thank you guys for being here for that. Thank you for the support while I did it. I'll see you tonight, hopefully. If you can make it for Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth endgame stuff. If not, I'll see you Friday for the finale of hopefully both games.
Yeah, Killer Grooves, normal people, if something like this happens, are just like, oh, that's silly. And then this one's from the pre-stream. I don't know if it's the day after or what, but it's from Snort Hogan, obviously, as you can tell by the
a
watermark.
$25 tip for 1 Minute Man. He says, so far, hold on.
I guess it'll be soon, Korez. I didn't know I'd have to plan for it, but
Hold on. Let me play animation.
we have
Oh, he has a giant
69
paragraph.
viewers,
You know
by
what,
the way.
man, a lot of
Pretty,
times he has a
pretty
lot to
cool.
say.
No
So let
one
me
leave,
play the
no one
animation,
come
get
in.
on the leaderboard
We're
first.
closed.
All right.
Closed for the exits are closed, and the entrance is closed.
Here we go.
Well, Killer Grooves, you don't want to hurt your woman, so.
Okay. So, 1 Minute Man. Oh, wait. I did. Okay. 1 Minute Man says.
1 Minute
So, you
Man.
didn't romance anyone in Baldur's Gate 3. That's fine. The option is lurking in almost every personal dialogue. I will agree there. It seems like the game
Oh,
developers.
was it
really,
lags a lot? Did he say he was assaulted? I was assuming he said he was assaulted on this one. Oh, I hope I didn't skip over it. If I did skip over it, just imagine how funny it is that Phil said he got assaulted.
really
Damn it.
want to push it down your throat.
I skipped because he was just
that you
talking
should be
about
doing
the
a
fucking, like,
personal
he
relationship
was
in
just
Baldur's
talking
Gate
about,
3.
like, his
I mean,
schedule.
even Withers mentions it. It says, gee, you didn't hook up with anyone yet. It's like, Withers, what the fuck are you talking about? You're supposed to be like a necromantic summoner. Why would you even bring this up? It makes no fucking sense. It really does seem to me like they're really trying to wedge that relationship shit down your throat.
Wedge the relationship down your throat.
Why don't you once try an option and see how the game deals with it? And let's get a sample of how it works. Likely there's an opportunity with a feisty female winged creature later. Oh boy. She could help you or take you on a wild ride. It could be fun. Don't be shy. I think I've already explained many times
I think
my
this
feelings about this. Okay?
I think this is actually before he got sexually assaulted too. Damn it. Well, you know what? Might as well watch
Listen.
watch
if
this.
you're
It sounds like
someone
it'll be funny.
who plays Baldur's Gate 3 and you like everything about it and you like the fact that these options are in there, more power to you to enjoy a virtual romance option. Just like in any of these games, you know, for example, any of these visual novel games, usually there's the opportunity to have the waifu or husbando
The
character.
waifu
There's
or
even entire
husbando?
genres of gaming based around it. Correct? In Japan, it's huge. They have all these different games.
Japan,
based
it's
around that kind of
huge.
stuff, right? If you like it, good for you, right? And that's fine. My personal take
It doesn't
is this.
sound fine.
Unlike other games that I've played in the past, for example, Mass Effect. Mass Effect 1, right, has these relationships with certain
Waifu,
characters,
husbando.
whether it be Ashley or Liara or whoever.
Yes,
where
chorus.
over the course of natural dialogue in the game, it feels like those characters, and not you as a virtual person superimposing yourself into the feet of Shepard, but it feels like Shepard and those characters could actually have some kind of a real attachment or relationship growing over the course of the game. Per your dialogue choices in the game, you can unlock romance, right? And it feels organic and natural with the way that they put it into those games.
So organic and natural.
This is my take. You can disagree. I feel like in Baldur's Gate 3, this was a feature. They wanted to sell this game based on you can hook up with anyone, right? So they made it easy. At one point, I mean, at the end of Act 1, there's the party with the tieflings. And literally everyone in the camp hits on you. and wants to sleep with you.
Oh, that's horrible.
Oh yeah, that's really realistic.
That's really realistic.
Immediately because you had one victory.
I mean, obviously,
right?
to Phil, it's
in
not.
combat, everyone now wants to sleep with you, right? It's like, what?
Phil
That's
can't
not meaningful
imagine that.
development. It wasn't built through meaningful dialogue or relationships or anything like that. It was literally thrown at you as a dangling piece of meat. Hey, for those of you out there who want virtual romance, here it is. Come get it. Do it with anyone in the game. Come on, come on. And, you know, I hate to say it, but you can get that feeling when I'm playing the game. I mean, there's people in the chat who are like,
wasn't
are you gonna
meaningful
fuck the
romance.
bear? Are you gonna fuck the bear?
Yeah, he did fuck the
You
bear.
sound like an 8-year-old.
He
right?
fucked,
You sound
he
like
fucked
a
the
mature
bear.
idiot.
Yeah, let's go. He fucked the
Can
bear.
get that feeling when I'm playing the game.
Oh,
there's
I'm so
people in the chat
excited.
who are like,
He
are you gonna fuck the bear? Are you gonna fuck the bear?
He fucked the
You sound
bear.
like an 8-year-old.
Get
right? You
fucked,
sound like an
DSP,
immature
you fucking idiot. You
drooling
fucked the
over
bear,
the fact
you
that there's romance options in the game.
bear
and that
sexual
everyone should just do them
motherfucker.
because they're in there. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Right? Now again, if you're someone who is playing this game
Bear
for yourself,
fucker for now.
private life, you're not broadcasting it across the fucking internet to an audience of thousands of people, right? And I say thousands because even though there's a few hundred on my stream, there's all the rebroadcasters and
Oh
there's
my
also
God.
everyone who watches my stuff on demand, right? If you want to enjoy the romance options, go for it. I'm not criticizing you, but I'm saying my personal take is that would be something that you would want to
Well,
enjoy
according
for
to
yourself in
Phil,
your own
he got
private
fucked by the
playthrough,
bear.
right? It's not like right now, let's
He had
start
no
watching
choice.
rated R movies, softcore porn from the 1980s and 90s of people boning. We're not going to do that on a YouTube stream. It's fucking weird. That's stuff for your own private enjoyment. You don't ask someone to partake it.
Do you guys want to
with
watch
you
softcore
publicly,
and porn?
right? You don't. That's weird shit. Again, I've equated it to, imagine if you're sitting there watching a movie with your family members, and all of a sudden there's a love scene on the screen. Well, that's kind of awkward, because I'm sitting here with my parents and family members, and
It really
hanging
is,
out on
Uncle
the street,
Andy.
like, whoa, it's weird, right? That's
Kinda
something for your
sad. Calm
private life,
down,
your private
liberal. It's a
enjoyment.
joke.
It's not to be publicly displayed, right? Maybe you disagree, and if you do, that's also okay. But you got to respect my opinion on it. I don't want to be doing public romance stuff in my content, on my streams. That's not what I'm about. You're not coming here for that kind of stuff.
How do you know?
Back in
What
the
if I am
day,
coming here for them?
14 years ago in my old playthroughs, yeah, I was trying to appeal to a teen audience.
No.
Right? So back then it made sense. Today
I
I'm
hate
not appealing
public
to a teen
romance
audience.
stuff.
I'm appealing to a more mature adult audience who've been along the ride with me.
Guys, I don't
All
want to
right?
have
The
bear
bottom line
sex.
is, if
I'm
you're someone
married.
who's here bothering me about this shit
Spoopy
every day,
sweetie.
why are you doing that?
Very funny.
Do you know how fucking obnoxious that is? You shouldn't be bothering me personally about doing romance in games if I don't want to do it, right?
Oh
How about I come
my
to your house and I
God.
nag you every day to do something you don't like?
Oh
What if
my
I
God.
really
We're
feel like you should eat peanut butter and banana sandwiches? So every day when you go to make lunch, I sit.
We are talking about kissing someone in the video game. I don't know anyone in this entire world that cares about this nearly as much as Phil. Seriously, I'm in this game. If I want my persona to be as strong as they can, I'm gonna be romancing like 5 chicks. Does anybody have a problem? Like, am I gonna go crazy about that?
There in your face and I say, make peanut butter banana, make peanut butter banana, make peanut butter banana. Well, I don't like peanut butter banana. Fucking make peanut
Wait
butter
a
banana.
second. Kinda Sav said you did sexual content to appeal to an underage audience. Huh. Curious.
Banana, the bananas and the peanut butter are right there on the counter, so make it, bitch. No. Respect someone's desires to do or not do something. Don't fucking force them and twist their fucking the knife into their back. It just makes it more annoying. And this is the thing too that people don't get about me, because I've tried to explain it over the years, and I swear people don't get it. The more you nag me about something,
Oh my
the
gosh.
less apt I am to do it. That's just the kind of person I am. Because
Yeah,
if
we
you
got
keep
4
bothering me
courage.
about something that I've outright
strong.
already answered or told you I don't want to do, it just destroys all desire that I would ever have to want to actually
It's like
do it.
what is that, like a oppositional defiance disorder or something? If everybody wants him to do something, he no longer wants to do it. So he's doing the opposite of what people like out of spite. That sounds like a condition.
Right? So, yeah, when immediately I'm playing Baldur's Gate 3, open the doors, because there's sex in that room. Have sex with the bear. Bone this character.
Josh
bone
Moon
that
disorder.
character. You sound like a bunch of fucking immature teenagers. Like you're full of hormones raging
my
out of your
God.
bodies and you're uncontrollable. What is wrong with you? If you want that, that's fine. enjoy it in your own time, your own space, in your own playthroughs, right? Or go to someone else's horn dog streams.
Horn dog streams.
You're not gonna find that content.
I don't think I've ever seen a horn dog stream of a Baldur's Gate 3. I think I've just seen people playing through it and being like, huh, I like this lady. I'm gonna choose the romance options for her. Oh, okay, cool. Oh, cool. We're married now. Pretty cool, huh, guys? Yeah. All right. Well, I'll see you guys later. Pretty sure that's how it actually works.
Here. Why are you even looking for it? You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Seriously.
this motherfucker's been out here this entire
That's the point
time?
I'm making, is the more you bother me about it, the less I would even be inclined to do it. That's just how I am. I don't know. It really is in my life. It's kind of,
no,
it's
that's like a
thing. You know,
it's like a mental
tell me
disorder.
what to do. If you justify to me why to do something, then I'll do it. But if you just tell me to do it because you want it, then I won't do it. I don't know. That's kind of how I've always.
I had my male character engage in a foursome where 3 of the participants were men. Kind of sav. Get out of here. You are disgusting.
Ben, maybe it is a thing, a mental thing from my childhood. Who knows, right? I wonder why I'm like that, but I'm definitely like that, right? On the flip side of that, if you tell me there's something that
John
I
Cena.
can't do, then I'll probably be motivated to prove you wrong and do it.
Oh
right?
my
So
god,
you
this
tell me
is
to do something,
actually
I won't
like.
do it. If you tell me I can't do something, I will do it. That's weird, but that is how my mind is wired.
Oh
Now that
my
I'm
god,
thinking
that's
about it,
actually.
I'm just talking out loud on the podcast. That's definitely
What the
how I
fuck?
am,
That's
right?
actually like weird. Oh, Chihiro. I forgot she was in here. I haven't even talked to her yet.
That's how I am.
She's
So,
in Persona 4, dude.
Listen, again, I'm not gonna sit here and hate on people who want to partake in romance in Baldur's Gate 3. Go for it, right? If that's what floats your boat, if this is what you want to do, have fun with it. I don't mind. It doesn't bother me in the least, right?
Exactly, Frosty.
It's kind of
That's
like,
what I'm saying.
and also, and this
That's
is what
like
I also get about because there's like,
fuck, I just said it.
People want to be happy. In their lives,
Oppositional
right?
defiance disorder. That's
They
literally
they
what,
just want to be. You
what
know,
it
people
sounds
say,
like.
well, you know, I'm gay. I don't care. Good for you. Happy. I'm happy for you that you found yourself and you found your sexuality and you can find a significant other who you love. Go for it. I want everyone in life to be happy. Really, I do. But it's when you start superimposing
He's gay, yep.
belief systems on others that it becomes obnoxious and intrusive, and in some cases harmful.
I'm
okay?
gay.
Go ahead and be happy in your own life,
gay.
in your own way. I completely am accepting of anyone who's gay, trans, and all of that. That's fine.
Wow.
But then when you start creating like wars between people who are straight and gay or trans, that's when it crosses the line. And I see
Wars
this all
against
the time
the
online,
straights and
social
the
media.
gays.
War, oh my God.
God, I
you're
see
not
that.
100% on this side or 100%
I see
on
that all
side,
the
you're
time.
all enemies. No, you're not. You got to grow up and be mature at some point, right? And it's the same thing here. Listen, I don't.
I remember fighting in the
to
straight
partake in
versus
the
gay
sexual
war.
content in a game. It's my personal preference. I've justified it out the ass a million times why I don't want to do it. I'm uncomfortable doing it. I don't think it's good in a public setting. I have no desire to have virtual relationships in video games because I'm happily married and I have that in my real life. I don't need it virtually represented in a video game. I don't get any enjoyment out of it. Literally, to do it would be forcing me to do something I don't
upset
enjoy
anybody that gives
in
him
my
money.
playthrough that's supposed to be for enjoyment. So why would I do that? Right? And if you don't respect that, I don't know what to tell you.
You can go fuck
because
yourself.
I can only express myself in a respectful manner as much as I can before I'm going to start to get pissed, right? And if people keep bugging me about the shit, I'm just going to be like, I'm just going to ignore you now. I'm just not going to pay any attention to you if you're asking me to do
frankly,
things
it was
I've
like
justified a million
it was
times
like the
why I'm
Civil
not interested
War.
in doing them, okay?
Where it was brother against brother.
Matter-of-factly, very nicely, up front, have told you a million times, I don't like it, I'm not doing it.
But
and if you keep
the thing is that the way he's acting about not liking it is why people keep on bringing it up. Even if I'm sure there are people out there who don't want to do romance in games and they can talk about like a completely normal person. The way he talks about it just makes him seem so like weird. Like he's hiding something, or he's like I don't know, like, especially because this all started once Kat moved in, right? It's just weird. It's not even, I don't even think it's bad to not want to do romance in games in general. But the way he's going about it definitely is weird.
Bugging me, you're gonna piss me off. All right? So I'm just gonna try to continue to be calm and not flip
Continue
my
to be
lid,
calm. Yeah,
right?
he's been so
but
calm
again,
so far.
Now you know the kind of person that I am. You know what I'm saying? The kind of person I am
somebody with ODD.
if you tell me to do something, and you can't 100% justify why I should do it, I don't want to do it.
Oh my
and
God,
on the flip side,
dude.
if you tell me I can't do something, I'm more motivated to do it.
Oh
You
my
understand?
God.
So, there you have it. Why do you think that so many people piss me
Go-
off when they keep asking for the same shit over and over? You
Go
know,
see
no,
a
I don't know how to do it,
psychiatrist.
right? So there you go. And again, I
Dude,
don't want
you might have to go
anyone
see a
to take
psychiatrist. No
offense
joke.
at what I'm saying, because I'm not. I'm trying to be as not offensive as possible. I'm not offended at the fact that people think that it might be funny to see me react to
Oh,
this stuff
great.
in the game. I'm just,
Beautiful.
I don't care for it. It literally would annoy me to do
Yeah,
it.
you can just use
so don't ask
reverse
for it.
psychology.
I'm
It would
trying to be
actually
as
annoy me
nice
to
as
do it.
possible about it. I don't know why people don't understand at this point that you're actually like annoying me now
Oh my God.
by
dude,
bothering me with this stuff, right? If you're a well-intentioned viewer or fan and you know
I can't
that
imagine
I don't like
living
it,
like this.
stop asking me to keep doing it, right? I'm not going to do it. The more you bug me about it, the less inclined I am to do it. Do you understand?
Going to Wild Duck Burgers. If anyone
Every once in a
cares.
while,
Does
it's
anybody
like,
want anything?
I thought it was
Anybody want anything from Wild Duck Burgers?
funny when accidentally you get into one of these conversations like with Gale and they're
It-
talking
it
about
really
what was it
doesn't, John
the
Cena,
veil
does
or
it?
whatever it was and the magic powers and all of a sudden he wants
I
to
guess
smooch
so,
you.
Stray
It's like, what are you
Fox.
talking about? Like I thought that we were talking about the magic powers of D&D and now all of a sudden this guy wants to start making out. Like what is that's ridiculous, right? That's fun,
Yeah, shit.
right? But then you can say, okay, no, I'm not going that far. It's ridiculous. You can cancel out of it. But there's been this is so it's so unnaturally wedged into the game. Again, I feel like they wanted to
Yeah,
make this
double
a
duck
selling
burger.
point for certain kinds of people.
It increases
who are
your
so
courage.
into virtual romance and video games with their, it's a whole industry. It really is
You got
a
it,
whole
Parma.
industry that now it's a selling point of Baldur's Gate 3 that you can do
Robust
this with
and
all the
tangy.
cast, and it's so easy to do because they're jumping your bones after the first third of the game, right? It's ridiculous. So if you want that, go for it. I'm not all about that. Please stop bothering me about it. You know, I'm
That's
trying
even
to
more
get
than me,
as nice
Seth.
as possible. I'm not interested in it. All right? It's really getting to the point where it's like I feel like people are trying to purposely piss me off. That's not good. I don't want to feel like people who I thought are longtime fans and supporters are trying.
Well, that's the other thing, right? Stray Fox, it's not that it's unnaturally entering the game. From what I've seen, it's pretty natural. It's not like I don't know, like a hentai game or something where it's very obvious they are shoving it in for no reason. It seems like it's very well thought out writing, and he's a weirdo.
trying to purposely upset me. I don't think that's the case, but I want you to understand I'm trying to make this as clear as possible now. It's
Yeah,
upsetting
exactly,
me.
intrusive,
Stop
yeah.
bringing it up and bugging me about it because I'm not going to do it.
Everyone
the more
here's
you
making
ask,
great
the less
points.
inclined I am. Okay? Okay. Very good. I don't know if I can make it more clear than that and be more calm about it as I talk about it. I really don't. I don't. I
Just
try
as
to
calm
keep
about
my
it.
cool here. All right? Okay.
I got the drip go.
Huh.
I got
Thank you, Snort.
Last either.
Back to not today. We're still behind. I think we might still get to today's though. I'm feeling good. I don't got much to do tomorrow except for some homework. But we're
Right? Just does it. It's like just hype for it for a couple days and then the hype is dropped. Right? Moxer says, why would people play a game that's
Whoa,
like
two
Doom instead of
characters
playing
that
the new
won't
Doom
take
game?
no
'Cause
for
it
an
comes
answer.
out first. Very simply.
That
Metal
sounds scary.
Eden comes out on May 6th, and Doom the Dark Ages comes out May 15th. It's got almost, over a week head start, and people who are craving an action art FPS are going to play Metal Eden. Pretty simple.
Yeah, it is, Parma.
Right?
I am back to school. First semester of Masters.
What's
To-
up,
to
King
keep
Michael? How are you, man?
records and to
Good to
archive
see you over
things.
on Kick. What's going on? Yeah, Doom will definitely be on Game Pass because it's Bethesda. Bethesda owns it, so it'll be a Game Pass game. Colette says, I feel like you created your niche. Action and FromSoft games are the games people go to you for. Yeah, but not really. And
Well,
here's
that's
why
what
I
I'm
say that,
saying.
right?
I literally
You say
just say
action
that.
and
Said that.
Souls games. Souls games work, don't get me wrong, but even then they don't last the entire time. Like, for example, when I was playing the Elden Ring DLC last year, maybe 3-4 streams, and after that it definitely petered out. And even though I was at the toughest part of the DLC and these epic final bosses, people weren't that interested in it, right?
Why won't
Those last
you
few
hero
streams
talk
against
to me?
Radahn, no one really cared. Action
have to
games,
do?
yes and no. Like sometimes if I don't play an action game for a while, right,
I need
and
to talk
then
to
I
her
go
3
back to
times
it,
in succeeding
then
days.
people will care. Like right now, I haven't played Call of Duty in almost 2 weeks. If I play it again, say next week, I bet it'll do well. But if I play it regularly in the schedule, people say it's boring. You know what I mean? Like it's very hard to figure this out because I want to be having a rotation of games that people like. But at the same time, how do I ever enjoy an RPG? If the case is that every time I play an RPG, people are like, meh, I don't like RPGs, you know. And again, even the style of RPG. Like, Oblivion's doing well, but Clair Obscur isn't. But Clair Obscur is the new hot game. Like,
the new hot game.
I did play Bulletstorm. Yes, I did. I played it back in the day. It was a really interesting FPS, and it had a single-player story, right? It did have multiplayer, but it was mostly the single-player that got traction, right?
Yeah, shout out to the hot young dudes.
Will I give the new Painkiller a chance? I don't know.
If you're a hot young dude
Again,
in
it's kind of
chat,
similar. It's like a story-based or FPS game, right? Doom comes out the 13th. Is that true? Let me double check. You're apparently right.
Dude, Shigeru Miyamoto's not showing up
I don't
to
know how
track
I wrote
practice.
down the 15th. I have the wrong date. Let me fix that. Thank you for the correction, so that way I know what day it actually comes out. There we go. So it's 1 week before Doom. Metal Eden comes out. Wow.
Wow.
I wonder how long it is, because that means I'll have to play the crap out of it to beat it within a week. Because people are just going to want Doom once Doom comes out. Okay. Oh, can I write my name in Kick Chat? Yes, I can. There we go. I got a couple of tips that came in.
Well, we talked about that earlier. Actually, I forgot what game it was. It might be been Blueprints, but DSP really does he makes every game look bad. I don't know how he does it. It's pretty incredible, actually. How do you make every game look like it's not fun and like it sucks and like it's boring? No, Sab. Somebody, Intrusive Style Pop Guard, recommended that one. Hey, Cootie the Kid. I have no idea. Does anybody know if Steam's down for you?
I got 222 tip from what? Sig Throbbing Bach. I think there was some letters swapped around there. Will you ever play any VR games like Beat Saber or Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted? Well, I've already kind of explained my rationale of why I don't do VR. Allow me to reiterate, since you're asking again. I'll be nice about it.
Oh, so nice of him.
Number one, I had the PSVR 1 headset. And quite frankly, with the room that I have in this room, it's not enough for VR. It sucks, because I wish it did, but I had a setup where I was standing up and I had all this space, and still, I would hit things, it wouldn't detect properly. It was very frustrating. Okay, that was number one. Number two, some VR games were quite fun,
looks like Bob Hoskins
and others got me
trouble.
very sick. Like some, after playing 10, 15 minutes, I would actually get very sick to my stomach, and I wouldn't be able to play them for more than 10, 15 minutes at a time, so it was very frustrating.
DSP playing Beat Saber, I haven't played it, but it looks like it would work up a sweat. I would like to see him play it. How long do you think he can last? It seems like you gotta be in shape to play that game for a long time.
In that regard. Also, since the time that I tried VR in because this was late 2016, early 2017.
How much do we have to pay for Phil to play Ring Fit Adventure with like a full body cam? Phil playing, because if you guys haven't played Ring Fit Adventure, it's not like Wii Fit at all. Like Ring Fit Adventure is a fucking workout. Like it kicks your ass. It is an actual good game for working out. I would love to see him play that. That would be amazing. Yeah. He needs to get Cat into it too.
I adopted and changed and became a full-time interactive streamer. As you know, now I talk with.
What is there to talk shit about the Ring Kong? Like what's wrong with it? It was used specifically for one game, which was an exercise game. So what's that? literally, it's stupid. No one, well, obviously people use it because Ring Fit Adventure was like extremely high selling.
But you guys the entire stream. I can't do that with a VR headset on. I can't shout out contributions. I can't update the leaderboard. I can't have back and forth conversation
Yeah, he
because I got a
doesn't have
headset.
the room. That's what he
I
would
wouldn't be able to see the leaderboard here.
Dude, I just want one of his big whales that he can't afford losing. Just being like, dude, 10K. I'll give you 10K. I don't care if he makes the money, as long as we get like guaranteed 10 streams of Ring Fit Adventure. Is it not? Can you not find any more intrusive style pop art? It's a good game. It is very cool. It's also very funny because the like boss, the like main antagonist dude, is like a dude bro like dragon. He's just like extremely buff, and he's always doing push-ups and stuff. And he's like toxic, dude. He has toxic ideas about fitness.
Here, the chat's
He won't
here.
give himself a break.
The email here to see tips coming in. So basically, the entire methodology of how my content works wouldn't work if I was playing a VR game. So here's the thing: could I play VR? Yes, right now I could buy the PSVR
Let's get him
2
those
and hook it up to my
80s
PS5
NBA
Pro,
shorts.
or I could buy one of these other high-end VR headsets. Okay, but number one, it probably wouldn't.
And actually,
work right.
as a game, it's
it
pretty
would
fun
be
too.
not enough space to really activate
yeah, the
and do
workout's
anything
like
with them. That's number one.
Way more intense
And number
than you would
two,
think.
the stream just wouldn't be that good. It would be like a gimmick stream for like a one-off stream filled does VR. But there aren't any killer apps for VR that are must-plays, right? To this day, I still ask this question.
No killer apps.
What's the game that I
What
missed
about the
that was such a
Half-Life
good
one?
game on VR? And everyone says Half-Life Alyx.
Beat Saber.
Okay, that's one game. Can you name another game that I really missed out on because I don't have VR?
Beat Saber.
And literally no one can answer.
Beat Saber.
It's just, they're just not that good. These games are just kind of meh, right? So since that's the case, who cares?
VR chat.
I could buy a VR.
Well, VR chat is apparently it's kind of weird because apparently there's like an army that watches VR chat, so you can't step out of line there, or else you're gonna have the VR army after you.
Our headset, and we could have one or two fun streams where I do it, but there would be no interaction with you whatsoever. It would just be me playing, and at the end, maybe taking 20 minutes to shout out contributions. Who knows if people would even contribute if I'm not shouting anything out or updating the leaderboard? You guys are so used to that formula, right? Who knows if it would even work? I don't know. So, I guess we'll see. Maybe that could be something. Maybe we could do a marathon day of VR, right? That could be one of our goals. Where, oh, hey, we want to do a VR marathon day, and you buy a headset for like $300-400, but then that day you just do VR games all day in your office.
I played the dating simulator High School of Youth
setup, this dual desk setup. So I don't even know how I would make it viable. I don't have room.
I feel like I understand a woman's heart more now after wooing the game's heroines.
to move this desk all the way to the wall.
That's sick, dude.
Find a way
That's
to get my
amazing.
microphone to stretch and move. You know what I mean? Like
His
the whole thing
microphone
just
has a
isn't really
stretch in
viable.
it.
with my
That's
setup
so
right now,
that's so
you know?
hard. How could he do that?
So I'm just not too.
How do
interested
people do
in it.
VR streams?
Okay.
They obviously
Okay.
don't do it. That's bullshit. They can't do it.
I received a $3 tip.
It's almost time for boss.
So there is no name attached to it. So let me get them up as anonymous $3, and I'll read this message. Thank you. Okay. I get where you're coming from. Maybe you could take a stance and speak out to the viewers every time a new game comes. You'll test.
No, I did not. I don't want to go back because I don't know how long ago that was, but a marathon to buy him a $300, $400 headset, then he'll do another marathon to use it. I believe that's exactly what he said, Bill.
For 3 streams. If attendance
Incredible.
and support get drops and gets too low, then so you're gonna drop it. People won't expect you to play the game till completion. You get more names into the rotation that way. I mean, yeah, like for example, with Oblivion, I told everyone right up front, don't expect this to be a full playthrough. Like, I played it 2 years ago. I can't imagine that I'm going to continue to get ongoing great attendance and support with that playthrough, both on the stream and on demand, because I just played the game. How on earth could I retain
Guys, I just
good
played
viewership
it
for a game
2
that I
years
just did
ago.
literally like a completionist run 2 years ago, including all the DLCs? You know?
Guys, I can't watch
At the same
Godzilla Minus
time,
One. It came out like
I'm really loving Claire Obscure.
like a year and a half
I
ago.
Genuinely think it's one of the best RPGs I've played in the last 10 years, and I want to keep playing it. But already 2 streams in, it's really dwindling in attendance. And like, so what does that mean, right? I guess we're gonna see how it goes over this week. If the rationale was, Phil, we can't watch you play it because you're spoiling the game. But now I haven't played it in several days. I'm only 5 hours in.
Oh my God.
There's no way people who have this game are going to be spoiled by my playthrough. So let's see what happens over the course of this week and go from there, right? Okay. Cydia says in chat, why don't you do marathons more frequently? Because they seem to be doing well. They're very successful. And maybe we even cover streams when you don't hit the goal. Because it's very simple, Sidious. This is something I've definitely learned over the years. When you do something infrequently, like it's a special event, it's a rarity, it's a thing you only do every once in a while, it gets way more attention because it feels special. When you start to do something regularly like clockwork, immediately the hype dies out for it.
Kuroi, I've seen videos of VR chat, and they have made it not look at appealing to me at all. I've seen people just go up and be like, "Hey, so what's something bad that happened to you in your 20s?" And then they just like trauma dump. I'm like, I don't want to be in this environment, please.
People for years screamed at me, Phil, you don't do any reacting. Do a react show. So I started doing DSP versus the internet, and the first 6 months were great. And then after that, it saw down in interest to the point where no one cared about it anymore. And I got rid of it, right? The Retro React. The Retro React streams started off really popular. I was getting hundreds and hundreds of viewers on the streams because people liked seeing me react to my old gameplay. By the end of 2024, we'd be lucky to get 200 viewers. You see what I'm saying? By doing the marathons based as a milestone reward for hitting goals, it makes them sporadic enough and spread out enough that when I finally do a marathon, it feels special. Also, it gives us time to plan the idea for the marathon, so each one feels a little different.
I feel like he's been doing marathons a lot recently.
We had a Mega Man Retro Marathon in January.
Wow.
We had a Viewer's Choice in February. We had the Five Nights at Freddy's Marathon in March, and we just had the special birthday marathon in April.
I feel like a
single
month
marathon
actually
was distinctly different from the.
I feel like a month. Well, also, I was gonna say I feel like a month is too often for like what you're supposed to make a special marathon, but I also forgot that his marathons aren't marathons. He does like the exact same amount of streaming on his marathon days as he does on his regular days. When you count it up, he might do like an hour or so more.
The last and felt like a special celebration.
Oh yeah, yeah. I didn't take the breaks into account. He streams less. It's pretty incredible.
Event. If I did a marathon every 2 weeks like clockwork on a schedule, it wouldn't feel special anymore. People would stop showing up and stop supporting the way that they do now. It's that simple. Okay.
Yeah, so he doesn't take the break in the middle, but then he also ends earlier because he goes until like 7 Pacific, like 7 or 8 Pacific, and I think he usually starts around like 12, so like an hour later. So yeah, he ends up streaming less actually on his marathons.
See here?
No, thank you, Excalibur. I don't want Slayer be the producer.
My touchpad's starting to have issues on the laptop. Not good. From Big Daddy, $1.11 tip. There's software that allows you to read chat in a headset, and for 15 minutes you can read tips. But that's the point. No, you're misunderstanding. It's not that there's no way I could interact with the audience when I did VR. It's that it distinctly would change the kind of content I'm making, and people like the fact that I am actively interactive. Right now, imagine if I just sat here and completely ignored all of you for the next 30 minutes.
I would love that. I would
Literally,
love
you're
for
not
you to
here.
not be
You're
talking.
no one. I'm just ignoring you. And a few people contributed, and I didn't shout anything out. And then all of a sudden, I just said, okay, now I'm going to do shout-outs, everyone. And then I would just do a whole bunch of shout-outs together, and then I ignore you for another hour. Right? That's so different than what I do today. A lot of people wouldn't like that. You understand? Now, I get what you're saying. Oh, you could just have the chat and the headset. You're right. But that breaks the immersion of VR. to see the chat in your feed. Like, it's not going to look like VR. It's going to look stupid
Wow.
having chat on your screen or whatever when you're trying to play a
It's gonna
VR
look so
game.
fucking
And
stupid.
I still wouldn't be able to update any leaderboards or anything. And as you know, I do have to manually control my setup, because if you don't and you automate it, people find ways to get you in trouble. They'll put the N-word down there. They'll put doxing down
Actively
there. There's nothing that I can do
interactive
to prevent
sounds
that.
so weird.
So,
I disagree. That sounds really cool
it's just
and
not
fun.
viable. It's not feasible. If I'm going to do VR, it would have to be a special event where I do it on for a whole day, and people understand that day is separate from my other content. Not, oh, I tried to make it like my other content. It's not going to work. Okay. Okay. Oh, let's see here. I got another $1 tip. I watched obscure gameplay from you. What's the clutching point? We expect all games to have good graphics. There was some mime battle, big deal. The conversations are forgettable. Why should I care? The sound effects were not great. Oblivion I love. It's great to see old classics with the great one-liners. New skins are wicked. Number one, the story of Claire Obscure is completely unique. I'm very hooked to see what happens later in the story, or what even the
So
story
hooked.
is, because you don't even know yet. I think the world design is beautiful and very unique. I don't think I've ever seen a game that has a world design like this. Okay, I like that it's combining old school elements from old RPGs with more modernized elements, like the active dodging, parrying, that the boss fights and enemies are quite challenging. Like, there's a lot to like, but the thing is, the things that you've just criticized, to me, are things that you just don't like that style of RPG. It's not like you don't like the game, it's that you don't like that style. You like action-based, so that's why you're gonna like Oblivion over Expedition 33. Do you get it?
Do you get
So
it?
maybe that is the case, is that there's
you
just
get
way
it?
more people who like action-based RPGs than more
Guys, you
turn-based.
get
I
it?
don't know.
Do you get it? Don't you get it, Rich?
I received a $5 tip. I would love to see you play Wario Land 4 from the Game Boy Advance through the Nintendo Switch Online service. Now, when you say that, so the Game Boy
Oh
Advance, let
my
me think
God.
about this. The Game Boy Advance games, you can
What do you
only
have to
get,
think about?
I believe, if you have the more advanced
Yes, it's the expansion pass.
online service,
It's like
correct? Like, you don't
$50
get that
for a
with the
year.
standard. Isn't that the one you have to pay way more?
Way more.
And then you
I mean,
unlock
yeah,
the Game
but-
Boy Advance games. I think you also unlock like some Genesis games and stuff like that.
It's $50 for a year, and you
If there
spend
was
so much
enough
bullshit.
demand for retro games like that, I absolutely would play them. I've never played those before. I never played the Wario Lands, so I'd like to do that at some point. But
Yeah,
would that
couple
be something
groups.
you guys like? What about a marathon, a themed marathon where I just play like Mario Land all day, a throwback style, marathon event? That could work. Okay. I got another $1 tip. Can you design a clever way to gauge or ask people to buy in for games to better know what games to focus on? Your support seems more random. You do get big donos, so you have people who just want you to be there consistently without strings attached, like do your thing and don't worry. Well, yes and no. I'll be honest. There are people like that. There's people who I don't even know what I'm doing, or I could be doing a chill late night hangout session, and they'll come by and they'll donate a bunch. I have some people who will come by specifically though, just for certain content. For example, Disco Elysium right now. The reason that Disco Elysium is continuing on as a successful playthrough, there's 1 or 2 people who come by every Disco Elysium stream and will drop a huge tip or some subs or whatever, and then we hit the goal. But it's like 3 people total.
How
Like,
mighty
that's
go
it.
Pete.
And sometimes that can work. It can. But then
Yeah, rest in
specifically,
peace, Disco
there's other
Elysium.
days where I don't even know what I'm doing, playing anything random, and someone will come by and drop a bunch of subs. Like Friday night, I was playing Blue Prince, which hasn't, been doing great in attendance, and someone came by and dumped a whole bunch of subs. Now, was that because I was playing Blue Prince? No.
No.
In fact, they even said, hey, I just
no.
watched your Smart Guys WrestleMania show, and I really liked it. I didn't get to contribute during that stream, so here you go. You see? So, I mean, that's the thing. I'm trying to gauge what to play. At the same time, I need to consistently be, doing well so that I can keep stuff up. It's a business. I want to be able to afford stuff. I want to be
business.
able to improve stuff. Right
It's a
now,
lifestyle.
things are great, but I need to keep it at that level. You know, these marathons are working once a month. That's why we need to keep the momentum.
I love
DSP
Smart
Tries
Guys.
It is working. As stupid as people are being about, oh,
It's a show
DSP
that I
Tries
can
It's played
avoid
out and it's
and not
not good.
watch.
It consistently gets views. It consistently gets attention. We talk about it. We get hyped for different things that I'm doing on the show. So what people are saying is bullshit. It doesn't matter what they say. It matters what they do. And quite honestly, it is working well, you know? So I don't really care about the whiners, you know, these people who just actively say nothing works, everything's bad. I just look at the results, and the results are DSP Tries It works, you know?
He's into evidence-based stuff.
Let's see here. I received another $5 tip. Wow, thank you. From Only Iced Infinite. I played Oblivion Remastered all weekend. It's so good. I'm on
Unnamed
vacation
Space
for the next
Idol.
2
What the
weeks.
fuck
I'll
is
be
that?
chilling playing it. I'm glad you like it. I'm enjoying it too. And I'm looking forward to more today. I almost feel like we should focus on story, because that's the opposite of what I did the last time. If you remember, when I played this 2 years ago, I basically immediately broke off from the story and started doing all the side questing. Oblivion, what the hell? And I think I did all the guilds / factions and all that stuff first, and then I went back to the main story. Maybe I should do the opposite this time and advance the main story a bit. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I'll just play it by ear, maybe. I don't think it really matters, because I already did a completionist run 2 years ago, so it doesn't really matter what I do, right?
Pretty cool.
Okay. Let's see here. I got a $2 tip. Hope you're doing well. Find a niche of games and stick to that. People naturally will find your community. A lot of people who make a living playing old games from the N64, DS, etc.
no,
Keep it
idiot.
up. That's from
Difference, right?
James1379. Okay. Well, here's the deal with that. That's the opposite of who I am as a creator, quite frankly. All right? Now, what do I mean by that? I'll give you an example. Back in the day, when I started on YouTube, okay, I started playing a good variety of games. For example, I was playing Mercenaries 2, and then I was playing Fable 2, and then I was playing Fallout 3. Then I started playing Left 4 Dead, okay? At the same time I was playing all those games, I also got into the fighting games of the time. So I started heavily playing games such as Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo HD Remix, and then Street Fighter 4 when it came out, all right? What I found was that there definitely was a big push for me to focus more on fighting games, all right? And I had a big decision to make. Do I want to be a guy that just has all his eggs in one basket? Okay? And, you know, I think that there's some positives and some negatives to that. I think the positives of being a specialist of content is that you will have a community based around that type of content.
Base community.
Correct. And they'll come and watch you whenever something new is happening with said content. For example, people who are Nintendo specialists are eating right now very well because the Switch 2 is about to come out. And when the Switch 2 comes out, there's going to be so much content to make about the console, including unboxing it, hooking it up, checking out all the features, testing them all out, buying a zillion peripherals, testing those out, playing the first-party games, testing the third-party ports. This year will be humongous for Nintendo creators. Okay? But at the same time, when you're riding with one style of content only and you really are a guru or a specialist in one style,
I'm a
that
guru
means
in,
that when things
Persona
slow
3.
down, you are, sadly, at the mercy of the industry, right? What happened with Nintendo creators during the Wii U era?
I'm glad you guys feel the same way.
It was not pretty at all. A lot of people stopped making Nintendo content during that era and had to move on and do other things because there was nothing to report. It was just a dead era. No one cared about Nintendo.
He would probably say, subject, that he's
with fighting games.
A jack of all trades, master
when fighting
of none.
games are
But in
riding
reality,
high,
he's a person
fighting
of
game content
nothing.
creators are doing very well and excited. But fighting games have had high highs and then giant slumps where fighting games aren't popular. The games that are coming out aren't doing well.
You might move
You know,
to
typically it happens 2 or 3 years into the life cycle of a popular fighting game, where all of a sudden all the hype dies for it, and now all the other games coming out aren't
might
as
move to
prominent,
today's
and now fighting game
pre-stream.
creators struggle,
But
trying to figure
let's
out
see.
what do I do during this time frame to jump into certain styles of master of none. And if you want to know
Oh,
success,
Wait, did he really say that?
being a jack of all trades, but
Wait,
at one point
wait.
it would have been FromSoft style games, you know what I mean? But I have found a lot more success being a jack of all trades and a master of none. And if you want to know the truth, I actually think that's why I'm still here, almost 18 years being a
damn.
creator, because I do variety, I can jump from game to game, genre to genre, and there's an
I knew
audience
it.
for all those different ones, right? For example, today I'm playing Oblivion. There will be a distinct group of people here to watch
Yeah,
me
that's
play
what he was
Oblivion.
gonna say.
Tonight I'm playing Disco Elysium. That might literally be 50% the same people staying, but a whole nother half of that stream will be people who don't care about Oblivion, but they came just to watch me play Disco Elysium, and then they're going to show up and engage and celebrate that by supporting. Tomorrow I'm playing
We're
Expedition
celebrating
33
Oblivion.
and Minecraft. Completely different crowds again. Do you get that? So, because of that, that's one of the major reasons
Celebrating
I'm still
Persona
here.
3.
As things get popular or not, I still have stuff to do, right? When you really hone in on being one kind of creator, the good news is you will have a dedicated community that'll be with you the whole time. The bad news is when those things aren't prominent anymore, you're suffering, right? Another major thing about that is, sadly, it could get really boring. It can become a grind to make the same style of content over and over, right? Listen, I like FromSoft games, but if all I ever did was play FromSoft games, do challenge runs in FromSoft games, modded runs in FromSoft games, then I had to play every spin-off, right? So literally, I have to play Mortal Shell. I have to play Berserker of Kazan. I have to play Lies of P and its expansion.
get that?
I have to play, and you have to play every one because that's all you do. That's your niche, right? That would get boring.
Yeah.
To me, I would be legitimately bored
I'm gonna go bathroom. Give me 1 second.
making that content. So I like variety. When people say, how do you keep doing what you're doing almost 18 years? Aren't you bored? No, because I'm a variety creator. I never get bored. I'm always moving from one style to the next style, one game to the next game, one project to the next project. And it keeps me excited. If I were just doing the same style of thing over and over, I would get bored. Like, thank God. Seriously, I got to say this so seriously. Thank God I didn't become a fighting game creator. Thank God. Do you know how fucking bored I would be if all I played was fighting games? I would hate my job. Really, I would. Fighting games are the way that they're made today and everything, and the fact that they're so exposed, the meta is ripped apart within a day of the game being out. I mean, the meta for Fatal Fury City of the Wolves was known before the game released because the beta dropped. I would be so incredibly bored with my job. I would hate it. It would be like a 9-to-5 job working in an office, grinding away, rather than me having fun. Because I'm a variety creator, I legit have fun every single stream. So I hear what you're saying. There absolutely are creators out there that excel at focusing in on one style of content, one genre, one series, one franchise, and that's good for them. I'm happy for them, actually, that they've done that. For me, I would hate to only be making one style of content. I would be bored to tears, you know? The thing is, there's people who found ways to make it work. Oh, well, during those downtimes, I got to be a shill. I got to sell product. I got to do referral codes. I got to drop this sponsored stream and shit like that. And as you see, I never have to do that. I'm successful enough that I don't have to shill and be a sellout and be a fake. I'm happy for that, too. I'm grateful. You guys allow me to be me every stream. Not today is fake robot Phil selling product because I have to make a living. You know what I mean? On the YouTube side of stuff, we have a couple contributions. Hello, Voltage did a $2 super chat. Happy Sunday. Are you watching Last of Us tonight? No, I've told you a million times. I'm not watching Last of Us 2, the show. I don't care about it. The plot of the game is awful. The show's based on the game. It's going to be awful or worse. So I don't give a shit. Also, it's hilarious. Did you hear the huge criticisms about the show? Everyone's basically saying that the actress that played Ellie in season 1 was more believable. But now that they're doing season 2, where Ellie becomes this ridiculous killing machine, there's supposed to be a time lapse between it. And the time lapse essentially doesn't really happen in the show. And she looks exactly the same as she did in season 1. She looks like a little girl. How is a little girl
Damn, that's crazy.
traveling throughout the
Yeah,
post-apocalypse,
how's a little girl doing that?
mass murdering people? And
I mean, probably if you had to, right? Like, I have never played the games, but I'm assuming, isn't there like a zombie apocalypse or something, and everyone's like dying, and if you don't kill people, you die? I'm sure anyone of any age above, like, I don't know, like 11 or 12 or something like that, they could all become killing machines if they gotta do it.
people are saying it's completely unbelievable. It's even the game was more believable than the show, that the show is done pretty poorly in that regard. It's just you have to suspend so much disbelief to believe the show that it's just like kind of laughably bad. So I'm glad I'm not watching it. Okay, and then there was a super sticker, a 30 knock super sticker.
Big
I don't
ups.
know what that
Super
will equate
sticker.
to. Hold on a second while I find out.
Doing live conversions again.
$2.87.
Wow, you broke fucking bitch.
So thank you, whoever that was. That was Gabe Itch.
Don't even
Thank you for the
bother
super sticker. I
chatting
appreciate
ever
that.
again.
Let's get that on the leaderboard. We're up to 33 and
Fucking
climbing
brokey.
right now. Okay. So guys, we've got some super chats. We've got some tips. What we're
But we
lacking
have
right
not
now
got
is memberships
Yeah,
and
let's go.
subs. Let's get some memberships on YouTube. Let's get some subs over on Kick.
memberships.
Let's get our first sub of the week because the leaderboard reset
Uh-oh.
for the week. So whoever gets a sub right now immediately gets up there as the top sub gifter of the week. Let's get some subs on Kick, guys, okay? Reach on
Right.
the internet, you have Lego streams.
I think we're
Now
gonna
you got
move
like
on
quick
to
ability to make decisions
we're
for
gonna move
myself.
on to today's
I'm telling you,
stream.
the game doesn't appeal to me because I actually had a chance. And welcome back, everyone, and welcome to a brand new streaming month here on DSP
Oh,
Gaming.
gay bitch.
It's
I
an
understand
interesting
now.
return because, as I always say, when I am not here, the absolute most happens in gaming.
Oh my
And that's
God.
exactly what happened.
It's all because
while
of
I was
him.
off for 2 days. A ridiculous amount of gaming news went down. So today we're going to be covering all of the topics, including gaming journalism apocalypse, where
Sorry, I didn't
multiple
understand the
gaming
name at
journo
first.
outlets are being completely destroyed and people are being laid off left and right. We're going to talk about the Xbox price increases, the impact on the industry and gamers' reactions. We're going to talk about Yuji Horii supposedly leaking that there's going to be a Chrono Trigger remake, or is there? And then lastly, of course, the big news, GTA 6 has been officially delayed. Plus, this is the start of
none
a
that sounds
whopping
like,
7-day streaming week for me. We've got everything you could possibly want coming up, including
I don't think I
ongoing
care about any of
playthroughs,
those.
awesome new stuff, a marathon, and more. This is going to be an awesome, jam-packed return show. Ladies and gents, sit back and relax. It's time for the first day of May that I'll be streaming. A new month, a new fresh appearance. It is time for the first episode of the Level 1
Looks
podcast.
like a Hitler Youth or something.
Get ready for some meaningful back.
There you go. Oh, did you give the Hitler salute there? Whoa. Dude, why is he using like the extended cup now? It hasn't always been this long, has it? This feels like it's been like 10 minutes. What the fuck? Dude, in silence, it feels like it's even longer. Very bad feel. Oh, there he is. There's the man himself. Thank
Alrighty,
God.
everyone. Good morning and welcome to the show. It's
That
time
was
for the
bad.
Level 1 podcast for Saturday. That's right, I said it. Saturday, the 3rd of May, 2025. The
We
beginning
have the
of
Hitler
a
Youth at
jam-packed
home.
month for me. There will be a lot of new game playthroughs, but continuing old ones. There'll be interesting side projects, fun stuff going on. I'm very excited for the coming month, and I hope that you are all as well. Usually I'm not here on a Saturday, but as I explained, the whole reason that I just had 2 days off at an odd time is because having Saturdays as my scheduled day off every week has some limitations. You can't actually do certain kinds of appointments or things on a Saturday, at least within reason. I've been trying to do certain things for months and months and couldn't make them come together, so I had to take earlier time off in the week so that I could actually do those things. Now, I am
Gabby really
back.
did go Connecticut. He
And
literally
it is
just shook
time to
his
get
her hand.
reinvigorated for a brand new month of content. The spring has sprung. We are in the midst of warmer weather. I've got new decorations behind me, as you can see. The decor for the month of May, I switched up the back panels to be the black colored ones again instead of the blue. We've got the brand new completed Lego build of the Piranha Plant now to my left. And I think, quote me on this, because I think it's true. For the first time ever, we have both the Ghost from Pac-Man and the Game Over sign together. I don't think I've ever done that before. I think we either had one or the...
Absolutely incredible. He has the Game Over sign and the Ghost from Pac-Man together. I am fucking going crazy. That was amazing. Thank you so much, Fruitcake, for the $2 super chat. It is an anthropomorphic Shibu Inu who is dancing and has hearts around him. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. Yeah, I didn't know that was possible either. Thank you, Fruitcake.
The other. And again, it is more of a minimalist design this year. I think this is working better. Less is more. Instead of having giant pieces of artwork and things behind me blocking all of the shot, now because I have such a nice backdrop and LEDs and everything, RGBs, I guess I should say, I want you to see them, okay? New animations for the entire month. I have not only new animations for the podcast, but also
Wow,
two
this is all
various
absolutely
rotations of
amazing.
animations for other things. I have one that's like classic gaming and one that
This is fucking
like
awesome.
modern games. Okay, in fact, one of them has all of the games that I'm currently going to be playing in May, it like represented there. So good stuff. I'm excited to be back. I hope that you guys are
this
too.
background is what
What a great month
minimalist
we've
means.
got in store, but what a great day we have today.
If anybody, like, if you're an interior designer and you want, like, inspiration for what minimalist means, it would be something around this. So if there's any interior designers out there, just know that this is a good starting off point.
What a great week. This week is wild. I'm here all the way through Friday. Full days of double streams, good content. We're going to be continuing on with playthroughs like Oblivion Remastered, the Clear Obscure Expedition 33, and of course, Blueprints, which I'm now going to bring back as a daytime stream in the hopes that we'll bring back some of its attendance and support. But in addition to that, we're going to continue on with the chill Minecraft streams and bringing some more stuff back into the mix. For example, Call of Duty returning and more of that, okay? So, I certainly hope this all sounds good to you, and it should be a great week coming up. We've got a lot to talk about this morning. Gaming news went wild when I was gone, so we've got a lot of news stories to cover.
But, like,
And in
all that
addition to
news
that,
story no one cares about.
Guess what?
Like, the only news story there you can say people cared about is, like, Grand Theft Auto being delayed, but also no one cares because we all knew that was happening anyways.
This week, we are doing a marathon. It is the Viewer's Choice Marathon event returning. I hope that you guys are going to be joining me for it. The problem is I can't tell you when it is because it's
Yeah,
dependent
it didn't
on
even
us
have a
hitting
release date.
support goals. Right now, we are at 42. It just scrolled by. 42 out of 50 support goals. Okay? Which means we have 8 goals to hit. On average, we hit about 1 a stream, although sometimes it's slower than that. If I'm here for 7 straight days, stands to reason we're absolutely hitting 10 goals by the end of the week. But the question is, how soon? And I don't have that answer. It really is dependent on you and how much you support this week. The more you support, the more goals we hit more quickly, the sooner the marathon. So if you want the marathon as soon as possible, please support the streams this week, okay? Now,
Yeah, Nick,
you
that's-
guys have been
that's a-
nominating
that's a
games
pretty
like
good idea,
crazy.
actually.
All right, and I actually had a chance. We looked and tallied up some of the nominations over the course of this week to just take a look at what you guys have been wanting for the Viewer's Choice event. And it has been definitely interesting. Okay, wow, what a crazy amount of games that you have nominated. Holy moly. I think you've nominated over 100 individual games. Things such as Alien Isolation, Caves of Cud, The Class of 09, Dave the Diver, Fall Guys, GoldenEye 007 with a randomizer attached to it, classic Mega Man's or Mega Man X, Resident Evil games, Slime Rancher, 100-Line Last Defense Academy, V Rising, Wario Land 4, and more. And you might say, what are those?
Wow.
I don't know.
He
Those are
doesn't
the
know.
games you guys have been nominating. It's been wild. Like, you have nominated an insane amount of games. So, personally, I can't wait to see what actually ends up being the games that you guys select. But I have no clue at this point. Like, there's really no way to tell what you guys are gonna want. FYI, you probably have about one more day to nominate games if you have not yet. So, how can you do it? Well, you'll see there's links that are popping up in both chats on YouTube and Kick, or you could type ! Viewer's Choice if you just want the link right away. There is a thread on the posts tab of DSP Gaming here on YouTube where you can nominate games. If you have not yet, please nominate, or thumbs up the nominations that have already been applied, because maybe a game has already been nominated you want to see in the marathon. Thumb it up, and then probably within the next 24 to 48 hours, I'm going to tally it up, and the most nominated games will become part of the final poll or polls. Being that there's been so many games nominated, maybe we'll do 2 polls. And you guys will vote on what you want to see the most during the marathon. Typically, during any gaming marathon, we do around 4 games. We usually play each game for roughly about an hour, and it depends greatly. Sometimes a game is a lot more well-received and people like it more, so we play it more. Sometimes a game just doesn't work, and so we kind of rush through it and don't do that much of it. Personally, I have no clue what we're going to play during this day at this point. Like, I have no idea what it's going to be. So, please, nominate and then vote when the poll goes live the next couple of days.
I'll make sure to do that, Phil.
You know, let's see how it goes.
I'll nominate,
all
then I'll vote.
So, again, FYI, the sooner the better,
Nope,
in
he
my opinion. Like,
fucks
I
up his,
actually wanted to do
his
the
game with
marathon
mods.
tomorrow, to be honest. I thought tomorrow would have been perfect. Why? Because if we did it tomorrow, it's a weekend. Typically, we get more people
Oh, you're
for
right,
marathons
Shiok. I
on
forgot
weekends than
about that,
during
huh?
weekdays, okay? Just in general, people aren't
said they
working
didn't
as
know
much,
how
they're
to
not in
fucking
school,
teach or something
etc.
like
on a
that.
weekend. So I figured it would have been fine, but, you know, we didn't have the crazy, insane, over-the-top support last week. It wasn't like we were hitting 4 or 5 goals in a day or anything like that. So we kind of maintained a pace, and there was a couple days where we faltered there. It's all good. It's not the end of the world. But now we
Oh,
if we
thank
pick up
God.
the
I
pace
thought it
here,
was the end of the world.
again, we could do it more quickly. So let's see how it goes this week. Let's see how support hits, how many goals we're hitting a day, and go from there. I will say this today, FYI, is the final day of the week for streaming on Kick, meaning anything that comes in today kind of applies for this week on Kick. It would be a great day to get some gifted subs over on Kick. This week has actually been one of the slowest weeks I've had on Kick since I streamed on there. There just haven't been a lot of subs. I think we had DT101 who gifted like 14 subs, and there was a Test Tickles TV who did 10. And then we had one person who did like 6, everyone else like 111. So I think there was like 30 gifted subs total all week. That is really low on Kick, okay? So today would be a massive day for support on Kick. If we could get that to pick up, and if you've been holding off and, hey, I wanted to apply. Hey, now's the time to get it to apply. The sooner the better. Let's get these goals hit. Let's get this marathon going. FYI, during that marathon, yes, I'll be drinking.
Come on,
I actually
guys.
bought some tequila.
Let's pick it up. He
to
already
have during
brought
the marathon.
tequila.
We still have like 4 of those.
You're calling him ungrateful when he already brought tequila. Come on, man. Come on, Richard. He brought tequila already. You're putting
shots
so
left.
much into it.
Obviously, I still
That
have
equal
that
word.
moonshine, but the moonshine is absolutely disgusting. So if I drink it, I'm going to drink it very sparingly during this marathon because it was gross. It really was. And of course, I got something else. I actually got, per your request, guys, guess what I bought? Something that we had talked about last week. I got some White Claws. I've never had them before. And I know that this was a big fad where everyone needs White Claw alcoholic seltzer, and I never tried it. So I actually bought a variety pack of White Claw. And not to say that I'm going to be, if I hit a support goal, I'll drink a White Claw. It's a weak drink, but I'm going to probably have those over the course of the marathon casually during the day. So yes, I will be drinking during the marathon while we're trying out this variety of games. In addition, there'll be some food, but I don't know what it's gonna be yet, 'cause my wife and I are just going to probably get something during the event. It's not going to be
Leave him like a
tries
dish
or
or something.
anything like that, okay?
Yeah, this is a former alcoholic. I agree.
Okay, so all that being said, before
This
we
does
begin
not sound
with
like an
schedule,
alcoholic at
before
all
we
to me.
begin with game news and all this stuff we have to do today, let's do some quick shout outs because we actually have some shout outs to begin with, okay? So first of all, Gamer Stevie with a $10 super chat.
Yeah, he beat a lot of addictions.
Lance is glitched.
Pretty impressive.
I don't know what he's referencing. I don't know if there was he's referencing the clip, the GTA clip. It might be. Remember the GTA Vice City clip? Or actually, it's not the Vice City. It's Vice City Stories, isn't it? I think it is. Gamer Nerd Stevie. It's Gamer Nerd Stevie.
Gamer Nerd
with a
Stevie.
$10 super chat. It's actually
Gamer
$9.99.
Let's go.
Yeah, so I
This
think
is the most retarded
that's
guy I've
one
ever
of the
fucking
highlights
seen in
that
my
we actually
life,
have in
bro.
a highlight reel that we play, in the breaks that I have during my streams. So yeah, that was over probably about a decade ago when I played
Big
Vice
ups,
City
Gamer
Stories, and
Stevie.
it was such a glitchy mess. I remember.
He wailed out
But
today.
good stuff.
Very
Thank
silly.
you, Gamer Nerd Stevie, for starting the support today with the $10 super chat. Okay, we got some tips this morning. Let's take a quick look. We start off today with a $5 tip.
I
This
probably
is
can't
from
find it.
Slayer.
Uh-oh.
Let's see what Slayer has to say. Let's play an animation. Our first animation of the new month. Here we go. Thank you to Slayer for a $5 tip. Oh, wait a minute. I put this in the wrong spot. My bad. Gamer Nerd CV should be the top super chat, not the top tip. And then we got to get Slayer in here as the top tip.
This is DSP's #1 fan, by the way. The guy who wailed out today.
Bro. Yeah, that freaking one-chip challenge hurt really badly, bro. I freaking accidentally dropped it for like 1 second, and people think it's fake just because of that 1 second accent, bro. Like, this person's acting like they're perfect their entire lives, bro. Like, this person in my chat sounds like the most retarded person I've ever seen in my entire life. Probably everybody they know, too. Ever seen like they're perfect their entire lives, bro. Like, this person in my chat sounds like the most retarded person I've ever seen in my entire life.
Like, this person in my chat sounds like the most retarded person I've seen in my entire life. Thank you so much, good God no, for the membership. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Okay, Slayer says, hope you had
Welcome
a great
to
day
the Squid
for the past
Squad.
2 days. I did. Good variety of stuff. There's not much to talk about, but in a nutshell, my wife and I had a whole
Bjorn.
entire day out where we were doing appointments, we were doing some
I'll
shopping,
go talk to her right
the
now
house,
just for you.
and for ourselves, and we had a good meal out. Just in general.
No, big ups? Good God, no. Yeah, that's pretty much how I picture every dent IRL. Well, yeah, exactly. This guy right here. Oh, wait. Damn it, I closed it. But the guy you just saw right now is the one that wailed out on DSP today, and it really makes a lot of sense when you see him. So, there you go. Thank you, Good God, no, for the $5 super chat.
It was a really good day. We had a good day. You know, we had some Mexican food at a Mexican restaurant.
modded
Actually, had
your
some nice
positive
decor and
comment.
music. You know, we got some essentials that we kind of need. I actually bought a new pair of sneakers, which I needed because one of my pairs of sneakers had holes in the bottom again, so I had to get rid of them. The whole bottom was wearing out and had giant clumps coming out of it. That's what I said when I
Giant
buy stuff,
clumps.
guys. I wear it till it's like completely worn out. And I had these sneakers now for like
See, that could be not a weird thing if we knew he was just like really great at saving money, so that's why he did that. It would be like, okay, I mean that makes sense. The problem is that he spends so much money on dumb shit that we know it's not because he is adverse to spending money, so it just makes him look stupid. Like, oh yeah, guys, when I buy a shirt or shoes, I wear it for life. I wear it until it runs out. That's what a lot of people do. A lot of very successful people do that. A lot of people that just are really good at saving money. But when Phil does it, we know he's not doing it for those reasons because he's like fucking lazy or something. I don't know what the reason is.
Like, I think I bought them right around the time when Kat moved in here, which was 7 years ago. So, yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I had these shoes for 7 years. They finally wore out, so I had to get a new pair of sneakers. And so just stuff like that, necessities, nothing too crazy. Yesterday was a more relaxed day. We stayed home and spent a lot of time together and relaxed and watched some stuff. And she played some games. I watched her play games. So,
Wow.
yeah,
so
nothing
cool.
crazy to really talk about during the days off. Okay. So, just want to say, we had our elections. Now, when he says our,
Oh, no.
for those who don't know, Slayer lives in Singapore. So he's talking about Singaporean elections.
So the one party, isn't that like a one party? I'm gonna look it up. Pretty sure that's like a one party place. Fucking Slayer. If you didn't see DSP, I think a lot of you will get a kick out of this. DSP on his last reaction video for Slayer, he said that he would gladly give up his freedom in order to live in a place like Singapore where there's less crime. There you go. Very funny.
Apparently. They finished the count. They announced the result for the votes.
Same
It's
party's
2
been in
a.m.
power
Our
for
government
70
won
years?
all the seats
Huh.
except 10 seats, which is 3 districts held by the opposition. I'm happy with the result. We still have strong support with the people here who made the right choice. So,
Yeah, I
over
hope
in
so. I
Singapore,
would love for him
apparently,
to leave Shiloh Shiloh.
it's just more of the same. The government has been re-voted in, and nothing has really changed.
Yeah, of
The
course
polar
nothing changed.
opposite of what happened.
Apparently he's been in there for 70 years. Or they have been in there for 70 years. What do you mean
Here in the
nothing
United
changed?
States
Yeah, no
back in the
shit.
fall, where we had a major flip with our government, where it went from left-wing Democrats to right-wing conservative Republicans, and the entire government has changed. You know, pretty much in the last 6 months, things have been dramatically different here in this country, right?
Yeah, Kohi.
All right, thank you, Slayer.
Kohi.
Our first tip of the new month. Now, I received a $20 tip
Slayer's like completely brought into the
from
propaganda.
Gamer Stevie. Have a good weekend, bros. OMG, great songs, Phil. Laughing out loud. Thank you so much, Gamer Stevie, for a $20 tip. So I'm assuming that's probably also Game Nerd Stevie there. So it's probably the same person who did a super chat and a tip. Thank you. You're the top tipper right now. Let's get you on the leaderboard. Thank you so much.
All right, I looked it up. Oh, fuck.
Gamer
Oh,
Stevie
okay.
for a $20 tip. So I'm assuming that's probably also Game Nerd Stevie there. So it's probably the same person who did a super chat and a
Okay, is this where we were? I think it is. But I looked it up and on Wikipedia, which obviously, you know, it's Wikipedia. But Singapore has been governed by the People's Action Party since 1959. Consequently, it has been described as being a de facto one-party state under the PAP. Huh.
tip. Thank you. You're
Pretty
the
cool.
top tipper right now. Let's get you on the leaderboard.
Oh, my academics went up. I'm intelligent now.
Thank you so much. Okay, continuing on. By the way, I've got my eye on Kick. I'm looking for the first sub of the new month here.
Wait a second. Oppression of political opponents. One commonly cited reason for a lack of a strong opposition in Singapore is the use of defamation lawsuits by the ruling party to bankrupt political opponents and disqualify them from running for office. Another reason given is the pursuit of legal action against journalists and... Let me start this one over. Another reason given is the pursuit of legal action against journalists and bloggers critical of the ruling party and its policies. Also, political control over media. Singapore's media landscape is tightly controlled by the PAP government, which maintains strict regulations and oversight over press and broadcast content. Political threats to voters. The PAP has in the past threatened voters by saying the constituencies voting for opposition MPs would be put at the bottom of the list for public housing programs. Huh. There's like 10 other things in this list, but that's as far as we're going.
Like I said, today would be a great day to get a bunch of sub support on Kick. We have barely had any in the last week. Today would be an amazing day for that.
Big ups,
Who's going
Slayer?
to do that first sub and get that momentum rolling on Kick? Let's see. Okay. I received a $30 tip from Guitar Player 1939. How's it going, Guitar Player? I hope everything's going good for you. It's always good to see you, especially the start of a brand
Yeah,
new
don't they
week
like put
and
you in
month.
jail if you leave gum on the
Reinvigorated,
sidewalk?
excited. Good to see you, man. Let's get you on the leaderboard there. $30. Thank you so much. Cool.
Oh, chewing gum's just straight up banned? DSP said he would love that.
Okay.
He would love that.
And I got a $2 tip from someone who says, greasy and diabolical indigestion fart. There you go.
Great.
I have no idea what that means.
Thank you.
It's not me. I haven't had an indigestion fart today. I'm
Well,
actually pretty good
great.
right now. Maybe later I'll have one.
Cool.
But not now. But I don't know what that's a reference to. Thanks for the $2 tip, though. All right. I actually had to think about it for a second. I was like, did I fart? No, I didn't fart. I tell you guys this. I literally fart all the time on stream. I'm not even exaggerating. I'm not trying to be gross. It's just a weird thing because when I burp, everyone brings it up. If I have the post-nasal drip and I have to like snort to clear out my sinuses or else I start coughing, you guys bring it up. But no one ever says, hey, Phil, what's
I
with that
wanna
big one you
fucking
just ripped?
die.
I think I just have a good enough setup
Don't want to be
that
here.
no one can hear it. Or if it is, maybe it mixes in with other noises so you can't tell because you never really know if it's a fart or not. Like I have a chair that makes noise. I go like that with my mouth sometimes. So I think people get confused. They don't know if it's a fart or not. But it's just weird because people bring up the other stuff, but they don't bring up farts. It's just bizarre. But anyway, okay. Why do I deny it when it happens? I don't deny it. You guys never bring it up. I'm serious. Like, there's days after dinner that I'll have, like, really bad indigestion, and I'll just be like so many. It's like, you ever, like, Dalzim. You see Dalzim when he does his yoga, like, hover? He's hovering. Imagine if I was doing that because I was farting so much, the gas was just propelling me above the ground. That's what I feel like sometimes. I just can't stop. It's like rapid fire machine gun farts or one of those, you know.
I'm not having fun.
Long ongoing rippers or whatever. But you guys never bring it up. So, like I said, I guess
Oh
you
my
just
God.
literally can never hear it. Thank God there's no smell-o-vision on the internet. Can you imagine that? Anyway. All right, so. So that's all we've got so far. Thank you to everyone who has supported early. We're already over a third to our goal, nearly halfway to our goal for the stream. And again, remember that the sooner the better that we hit these goals. I'm eyeballing some people over on Kick right now who are regulars. We need our first Kick support of the week. Let's do it. Who's going to be our first person this morning who's going to contribute to the stream?
As bad as
over on
DSP's
Kick?
place
'Cause we've got super
must
chats
smell,
and we've got
Asmongold's
tips.
like on
We have
another
no
level.
no subs. We need subs. We also have no memberships. It'd be great to get a couple memberships here today as well from the YouTube side. Okay? Okay. Excuse me. All right. So, that's correct. Kick's performance is being closely monitored today. I got an eye on them. All right? Okay.
Their performance is being
So, let's begin. First of all,
closely
all right?
monitored.
And I want to say thank you for a great April. April was great, and here's why April was great. On paper,
I can't believe Asmongold has the nerve to talk about like anything that has to do with anyone or anything when he lives like that. I that is like the fucking most disgusting person I've ever had the misfortune of seeing. Like he until he cleans up his house, he shouldn't talk about anything.
April looked terrible. I mean, you had like South of Midnight, and I feel like one
Yeah,
other
for
game, and
Bjorn.
Fatal Fury, which I didn't even play. April looked terrible. But April had a couple surprise hits like Blueprints and Oblivion Remastered, right? Claire Obscure ended up being outstanding, and I can't wait to play more of it. And then on top of that, we had ongoing projects and finishing stuff, right? We finished Atomfall. We finished Pirate Yakuza. We did some Lego Nights. Smart Guys had its big WrestleMania. So all of that stuff, okay? All of that stuff went down really well. And I just want to say thank you again to everyone who, over the month of April, tuned in and supported my content. You guys are amazing. All right, really. Because again, I keep saying it could have been a really bad month.
Unless you had professional
been a
cleaners,
month that was
there's
dead.
no way. Yeah,
But
there's
instead,
no way
it was a great month overall because no matter what we did, people showed up and engaged and supported. And here's the thing. Here's what I want to emphasize about April, all right? As we start a new month of May. If April was mostly a dead month for gaming, because it really was, okay? I'm excited for the months when things are actually going to pick up. Really. I feel like as things start to pick up and I start playing bigger new releases and bigger events are happening, things are going to get very exciting around here. Particularly that first week in June,
exciting.
where we've got the launch of the Switch 2, Summer Game Fest,
He hates
the
Nintendo,
Xbox event, and more. Like, that's going to be really exciting, I feel. And
Is
then
it?
when we get big,
Wait, you don't even have a Switch 2.
big games coming out over the next several months to, you know, the end of the year, I feel like those big premiere
Wait,
playthroughs
why are
are
you
going to
saying-
have big impact, and they're going to be very exciting
I feel like he's letting slip that a whale is donating a Switch 2 to him.
as well. So, I hope that you guys are ready. This month of May, FYI, does have some major releases that are going to be pretty exciting. For example, notably, in the month of May, we're going to have Doom the Dark Ages on May 13th. And that's going to be the first major high-profile game of the month. Obviously, everyone's going to be talking about it. Is it good? Is it not? I'll be playing it on PC on keyboard and mouse, which is excellent because I really do feel like a game like Doom is meant to be played on keyboard and mouse. And if you don't, you're kind of not getting the real experience playing it on, say, a gamepad. And that's kind of one of the disappointing things is that, you know, games like that haven't gotten their fair due, I feel, in the last decade when I haven't been a PC gamer. Now I will be. Okay, so I'm excited for that. Then we've got the Capcom Fighting Collection 2 coming out May 16th. The reason that's exciting is because it features some of the biggest old school Street Fighter games ever, some of which are being available online for the first time in like 20 years. Capcom versus SNK 2 has not been actively available besides emulation on any platform since the early 2000s. So finally, CVS 2 may have a big resurgence.
CVS
Street Fighter 3, or excuse me, Street Fighter
I
Alpha
love
3
CVS
Upper.
1, so
That game never actually had a collection or anything available to play online. Alpha 3 Upper was always a version of Street Fighter Alpha 3 that you could get for like PlayStation, but it was single player or play offline only. So now to see that collection has this balanced tweaks and new characters and it be played online is going to be kind of fun. And there's some silly party games and stuff in that collection too. That's going to be a good one. That's going to get me back into fighting games for a bit. And then we got Onimusha HD 2 on May 23rd, which now I'm
emulation
totally
doesn't count.
for. You know, I had never even played Onimusha before. And then during the last Viewer's Choice event, you guys nominated it. I played Onimusha Warlords, loved it. And now we're going to be playing all these new remakes and everything as they come out. Okay? So Onimusha 2 on May 23rd, and of course, Elden Ring Night Reign on May 30th. So we've got 4 high-profile releases coming out this month over the course of the second half of the month. The first half of the month, we can now settle in and focus on continuing with Oblivion, continuing with Claire Obscure, continuing with Blueprints, which I feel like we're getting near the end of Blueprints at this point with the great runs we've been having in it. Doing a little bit more of what we like, for example, Call of Duty coming back into the mix because we haven't done it in a while. I'm excited for that tonight. Minecraft, which has been doing well, will continue
releases
with the Java edition now. And now maybe we have some flexibility to do some other things. For example, to do a new indie game.
Laxalot, did he fuck
I'm
up
not
in
sure
his,
what we'll do,
his,
but I'm excited.
streaming
So
PC?
this is going to be a great couple of
He had
weeks
a shitty
before we
motherboard?
even
That would
get
be great.
to the new release stuff that's coming out later this month. That's going to be very exciting. Okay, so I think this month is a pretty solid month. Like, it looks like a better month than last month for sure when you look at how it's stacked up with the releases coming out.
And last month have Expedition 33.
And don't even get me started on June, because on June, that whole first week is going to be wild. And then we have a bunch of high-profile games and things. So the next couple of months are going to be very good. And I feel like they're actually going to be better than April was. But the crazy thing about that was April was good. So I think, like, we're heading up, you know? And the fact that I have the better setup, the ability to play these games with better quality, the best version on PC, the best controls if they're PC games that need mouse and keyboard, this is excellent. Cannot wait. I hope that you guys will be along for the ride with me, okay? So what are we
All right,
doing?
guys, are we
Let's
gonna be
talk about
along
the
for the
schedule
ride?
for the next few days. So today we are continuing on with Oblivion Remastered. If you haven't noticed, we have focused pretty much solely on the main story of Oblivion Remastered during this run, which is good. It's actually the opposite of what we did with Oblivion 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I was just doing side content endlessly and kept getting lost in said side content for a very long time. And then when we finally got back to the story, it felt like we were turboing through it. Well, now we're doing the story first. And as we've just found out,
Incredible.
one of the interesting things about the Oblivion story is that
Incredible.
at one point, you have to win over the actual towns on the map to have them be your allies to help you save Bruma. So even though we've been turboing through the story, it looks like we're going to have to take some time now to go to the individual towns and start doing quest lines there, which should be fun. So Oblivion Remaster continues today. I'm pumped for it. It's been a
Dude,
great
I don't think I
playthrough
could
so
talk
far.
this
I know
much
that
about
you guys are
games.
too. Tonight, Black
Even
Ops
though I love
6
video
multiplayer
games.
returns for the first
I don't
time
know if I
in
could
2
talk this
weeks.
much about,
We're bringing back Black
like
Ops
what's
6.
coming up.
Hopefully, people will show up, engage, and support with it. This has been one of those games that I really like playing, but it's kind of hit or miss if people will actually show up and support it or not. Since I haven't played it in
If I had to have a pre-stream just talking about games coming up, I'd be like, yeah, Death Stranding 2. I really like the first one, so yeah, the second one. Yeah, that's probably gonna be cool, I think. The Mario Kart World, man, do you see they added all those zany characters? Pretty cool, man. All right, well, anyways, on to the stream.
several weeks. I hope you will. I'll be on keyboard and mouse. I don't even know what we're doing. We'll have to see what the current event is, what the challenges are, and stuff like that, and go from there. But hopefully you'll join me for some fun with that tonight. Tomorrow, Clear Obscure Expedition 33 continues on the daytime stream. Last time we had major story progress, and I feel like we will continue on with that story progress until we maybe get to another area. I don't know. I don't know where that area is going to be, but I guess
think
we'll see.
it's PS5
And,
only,
It should be a good time again.
but it'll probably be on there
because
later.
I really like the game and the story is outstanding. The
Listen, I do not care what anybody ever has to say about Death Stranding. I cannot explain why I like it so much, but I do. I love that game. I don't care if it's...
is
And look,
getting-
I'll admit, all you do is walk around. I will admit that literally you just walk, you walk from point A to point B and, like, carry stuff. I don't care. I loved it.
much better. The further in that we get, the more, I have to parry a lot. I got a new recruit on my team now that plays differently from the other characters, so it's adding variety. I'm really excited for it, okay? And then Minecraft Java Edition continues on Sunday night's late night stream. You guys really liked
Yes,
the
yeah,
fact that I
maybe,
jumped from Bedrock
two.
to Java last time. I would like to install some mods, but I need time to do so. And sadly, it just doesn't seem like it's a very easy thing to do. Like, I've had multiple people contact me, and they're like, so here's the step-by-step instructions on how to install mods. And it's, like, insanely long like this.
Oh my
I
god,
was like,
insanely.
what?
It's so hard to install mods
It's not
on
just like I
PC.
download a file and I add it to a full... No.
No, that's
You have to get
exactly
this
what it is.
installer.
Wait, no, that's exactly what it is. What does it mean you don't just download a file and then put it in a folder? That's literally how mods work.
You have to do this in this order, then this here and this here, and then this here and here, and then you could start installing mods. And here's some recommended mods, but here's some mods you might not want, and here's something you might want to do in this order. I was like, oh, I thought it was going to be something like real easy and not time consuming. It seems like it's the complete opposite. Like, it would be incredibly time consuming. Okay, so it sucks in that regard because obviously I don't have a lot of time. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, it was
we'll
probably
have
like
to see.
5 steps.
At the very least, what I would like to apply is a graphical.
He was like, "Oh my
I would
god,
like
you
to
guys are
have the
saying me
graphics of Minecraft Java Edition
wall of
on PC
text.
look better, whether it's better lighting or whatever. So I hope that maybe I can have some mods in place for Sunday night, but I'm not promising that because I don't know how long it's going to take, how much time I'm going to have. Monday, and you guys may be happy. For those of you who like blueprints, okay, you're probably going to be really happy with this announcement. On Monday, blueprints will return to daytime streams at least for
let's
Monday.
go.
Because the major feedback I
Everyone's
got the
so
last 2 weeks
fucking
playing
excited.
blueprints was that people are upset it's on a night stream. A lot of people who were following the playthrough and supporting it can't be here at night. So they were upset that I put it as a night stream because they were missing the live streams. And then I wasn't getting the level of engagement and support that I was getting when it was a day
Dude,
stream.
money.
Okay?
You weren't getting the
So,
money.
I am excited for Blueprints on Monday. We have made major progress and strides in this game.
Well, that's between me and
All right.
and Hideo
so
Kojima.
I'm excited to
Kazmir.
get to play it again and possibly get to end game content. Okay, we'll see. And then
And
we're
God.
gonna do a new indie game on Monday night. What is it gonna be? I don't know. It could be continuing on with a game like Balatro. Maybe we'll finally do a Schedule 1 stream, which we didn't do in a whole month since my birthday. We haven't played it yet. Okay? Or maybe we'll play a new indie game. I'm not sure. But what I want to do is I want to play an indie game that's basically not Disco Elysium, which we've been playing for like 7 straight weeks, and now we're finally, not playing it anymore.
I was gonna say, didn't
I
he
want to do
drop that
something
one?
different because I feel like the indie games that I was playing were working, but then we kind of lost our way playing Disco Elysium so much. All right, so
lost
let's
our
talk
way.
about that,
We
actually,
lost our
in the next
way.
couple of days. What?
Listen, guys, I think we lost our way playing Persona 3 so much. I'm gonna start playing Call of Duty during streams now.
Indie game would you like to see on Monday night? Would you like to see me return to
Hey,
Balatro?
Timo.
Would you like to see me maybe do some Schedule 1? Or should we actually try something completely new? I'm down for whatever, okay? So that's the first few days of the week. What I'd like to do is kind of play it by ear, see what happens.
Disco Elysium looks really cool, just not as a fail stream. Any stream where you have to do a lot of watch or a lot of reading or any game you have to do a lot of reading or there's a lot of cutscenes is not a game for Phil, because he cannot fill in the dead air.
This week. If all that goes down well, maybe we'll just repeat that whole schedule for another 3 days, okay? Let's see. Let's chill and let's see how it goes and go
Is
from
it?
there.
It's hilarious.
But the good news is because there's no new releases this week. Originally, there was supposed to be Metal Eden, but Metal Eden has been delayed until the summer. So because of that, we now have
I'm
freedom
in line at
to kind
Walmart.
of control what happens this week and shuffle the schedule around for whatever we want to do, okay?
I think I might have
By
it.
the way,
Let's see.
Jade, how you doing? Jade says he will be here tonight for Call of Duty. I'm glad for that, Jade. And he says, good to see the Ghost back and also the Game Over sign. Yeah, together. You can't see them. There's a pop-up right now. Darn you, fucker, Carlson. Why are you blocking what I'm trying to show the audience? But anyway, yeah, first time
No,
ever
I-
that I
I
feel like
think I
had
have it on
these two
PC,
together. I don't think
actually.
I've ever
That
done
might be where I have it.
combination signs. I could. Like, I have the ability to do multiple signs at once if I want to. I just haven't done it yet. And I said, for variety, why not do it this month? Right? So there you go. Okay. So good stuff there. I hope that schedule sounds good, at least for the beginning of the week. Now, keep in mind also, when we hit our goal of 50 goals hit, that day will be the marathon. But the question is, when will we hit 50 goals hit? Who is going to step up and
Who is
support the
gonna
streams in a
step
big way
up?
so we can hit these goals?
Wait a second. I thought it was all about, like, everyone giving a little bit. I thought he didn't like having to rely on 1, 2, 3 people. But why is he saying that it's about who's going to step up? Huh.
And we can get momentum going, and we can do our Viewer's Choice Marathon as soon as possible. I'm down for doing it whenever. I literally can change the entire schedule on any given day this week and do it. It could be tomorrow. It could be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Any day, I'm good. So whatever you want, we'll do it. Let's see. Let's see when it actually goes down. Okay?
Yeah, my bad.
Cool. Speaking of which, shout outs. Gamer Nerd Stevie
Big
did a
ups.
5-member bomb on the channel. Thank you, Gamer Nerd Stevie. I appreciate that.
It's the most retarded person I've ever seen in my life, bro.
That's 15 bucks of support right there. So now we're up to $82 of support and climbing. Thank you so much. We're now over the halfway point of our first goal of the week.
Yeah, it's like a Hitler Youth haircut.
Let's see here. And I got a $2 tip from someone saying, looking forward to Oblivion tonight. It's all good. Thank you very much. Thank you to the $2 tipper. Appreciate that. All right, me too. Oblivion should be fun. Wait a minute. 82, so now we're 84, right? We're 84 now? Yes, it should be a good time today. I'm excited for Oblivion. It's been a great playthrough so far with the improved graphics and everything. And we'll see what happens. You know, if you guys have recommendations of order I should do stuff, because now what's going to happen is I think we have like 1 or 2 more quests to do for Martin, and then we can't make any progress until we actually unlocked the loyalty of all the different like
you have to
towns
ask, like Shroom
you know, the world of Oblivion. So maybe you guys can give recommendations what order to do stuff. I don't really remember. I know in the first playthrough I didn't even do this. I just went around and got everyone's loyalty first. Then it just so happened I needed it, and then we already had it. But this case, we're going to do it in kind of the more established order of how you play the game. So I'm excited. Wait, what?
Wait, what?
Why is my main account banned? I was upset because you didn't read my messages. I didn't mean to offend you. Can I get my main account banned? It is banned from what you just said. If you would like to get a YouTube account unbanned, what you need to do is email me at darksidefil@hotmail.com and include the @ symbol and your channel, whatever the address is. And then through there, I can unban you. I can't do it on the fly. There's actually no way to easily unban anyone on YouTube. Sadly, on Kick is easy. On Kick, you just tell me your name, I can do it immediately. I can't do it on YouTube because everyone's names are attached to this weird address. So it makes it all over convoluted. But I'd be happy to unban you later if you email me. Am I drinking coffee or tea? Neither. Filtered water. I only drink filtered water usually in here. If I need extra coffee, I get it, and I tell you if I'm doing that. But right now, I'm good. Gamer Chris, 7 months as a member. Good to see you, man. How are you, Gamer Chris?
Stevie's boyfriend.
Welcome, welcome. Gamer Chris says, 7 months, Phil. I hope that you have a good day today. Thank you, Gamer Chris. It's good to see you here, and I wish you the best. Hope you're having a good day as well. All right. Okay. I see that we have people harassing. Just ignore them. I'll take care of them when I see if people are being harassing and stupid in the chat. I'll take care of it. No worries there.
Gamer Chris is like a
Dab
legit,
says it's kind of stupid. The Oblivion games are the worst part of Oblivion.
Man.
They're meant to be the whole selling point, but they're tedious. Yeah, they're actually the worst part.
Or he's just like really fucking
having
stupid.
played Oblivion 2 years ago, right? My favorite part of the game was the side questing and the different not factions, but like guilds and stuff like that. Those guild plot lines and side quest lines were really good. Even the main quest line's good. The one annoying part is the Oblivion gates. Now, here's the weird thing. Someone said to me, are you aware you only need to do 3 Oblivion gates to beat the whole game? And I said, no.
No.
Said, yeah, the first one you've already done. That was the first one that opened up. And then at the beginning of the game, outside of Kavach, the second one is the one outside of Bruma, which we just did. And he said, there's one more. Those are the only 3 you have to do. But is that really true? Because wasn't it true that you have to, at some point, there's a requirement to either having had closed a certain amount, or don't you need like sigil stones or something to advance one of the storylines, so you have to do some? Dabian says you have to do at least 1 for each town, so like 9. So there you go. We've done Kavach, we've done Bruma. So I guess we got to do 1 more for each town. I feel like I'll only do them when we're required to this time. Because last time we did the opposite. I was trying to do like everything last time. And man, those gates sucked ass. So I think we'll only do them when we absolutely have to. Okay? Yes, Joe Loft says you have to close each Oblivion gate around each town for their support and story mode.
Well, it was
so
only 2
basically,
days, though,
there's
so
one
I guess
established
not.
gate per town. But there's also a lot of optional ones. And in my first run, I did all the optional ones, and it was so tedious, right?
Pretty incredible that he's not going to see her, though. If he really isn't.
We haven't done any news yet, no. Oh, don't worry. We got a big news segment on today's show.
Awesome.
I got a ton of news stories we're just about to cover. So much happened.
I was really hoping.
It's nuts. It's nuts how much went down. So we're going to talk about it in just a sec here, okay? Cool.
That's I was gonna say that too, Stokes, but
Okay,
yeah, I think
so Kick is running
the
like
problem is that with Phil, he needs to take an entire day off to do groceries or to do literally anything. He has to take an entire day off. A haircut, blah, 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 anything. He can't do anything on the days that he's working. So it's hard to imagine him only taking 2 days off to go to do a travel across the country. Yeah, he would need like at least like 3 days would be the least amount of time, but yeah, probably like a week, honestly.
asked.
But at the same time, I also think he doesn't want to go see his mom, so I think he would want to do it in the shortest amount of time as possible. I just think his weird thing about not being able to go out to get your haircut unless you have an entire day off is too strong.
Today, is that true? Kick has been having problems.
Yeah, he needs
recently.
time to sit
The other
around
day,
after eating to
the
digest.
entire night stream I did on
Exactly,
Wednesday,
Saucy. They've been
it wouldn't even
belted,
show how
unfortunately.
many viewers were on the stream. It wouldn't show it at all. Like, we had no idea how many people were actually watching, and there was no way to figure it out because it was blank. It was like blanked out and
Whoa.
not showing the number of viewers. And even it even glitched where like results for the stream didn't show until like a full day after, which is crazy. Usually on Kick, as soon as you finish a stream, your results are live. Like right then you can see how many people viewed, what was the engagement, did you get any subs, what was your revenue?
Wow.
Nothing. It was blanked out
Kick
for like
sounds
2
awesome.
days.
You should leave
And it
YouTube.
finally showed up like yesterday. So yeah, Gamer Nerd Stevie, all those memberships were fake except yours. All
Thank you,
those
Stevie.
memberships earlier were fake, but yours were legit, obviously. We got people dropping fake member bombs. I'm such a veteran of handling it now. As you noticed, I didn't even bring it up. Gamer Stevie J is, or not Gamer Stevie J, Gamer Nerd Stevie is. So, you know, it's just when it happens, I just brush it off. Whatever. Nobody gives a shit that there's fake memberships. You know, I just ban the idiot and I move on and I remove the messages. So there you go. Geek Chat is bugged today.
Yeah, thank you for
you
your
got logged
service.
out automatically. That sucks because logging in the Kick can be annoying. You know, it really can be. Me, I have like 10 levels of security, so it's even harder for me.
10 levels of security. Yeah.
Okay.
Sure. Me want to have 10 levels of security on Kick?
I received a $2 tip, and someone says, you seemed like you're very positive today, which I'm glad to see. I felt like you were a bit burnt out and frustrated before
Yeah,
the break.
behind 10 proxies.
I would say, I would say there was a couple things going on that kind of tired me out or were annoying me. To be honest, yeah, I feel that. I do feel that way. But now I feel like I'm coming back fresh, right? A couple days away, gives you a fresh mindset. I had time to relax, spend time with my wife, come back.
Oh,
And
so good that
now
he's been
spend time
able
with you
to
7 straight days.
reset.
We're going to be continuing on awesome progress in the great games that we're playing, right? We're going to have a good time together, variety of stuff this week. I can't wait for the marathon. I think the marathon
Yeah,
is
it's
going to
not
be a really great
2-factor
day.
authentication. It's
So,
10-factor.
I'm feeling reinvigorated. Like I'm not even kidding you. The only thing that I wish for this week that isn't probably going to happen is I hope that Kick will pick up, because the Kick stuff did slow down last week, and it
Come on,
disappointed.
Kick.
You know, I had good momentum there on Kick, where every week we were getting a bunch of subs and everything, and then last week it was like almost dead on Kick. And I don't know how to fix that. I am building up more of a regular viewership on Kick, which is good, but obviously I
Is he?
need
Last
to have
time I
consistent
looked, he had
support there
like
too,
30
and that's
people
not
watching.
happening. It's kind of one week we'll get a couple people who will come and be like super generous, and then the next, if they don't show up, it's like dead over there, you know? So I hope that we can get more consistency. On YouTube, it's consistent. On YouTube, we get, you know, memberships and recurring memberships. We get super chats daily. I mean, tips are kind of between both, but it's really just the
that would be hilarious, Bismuth.
the Kick
I
stuff
really
that I
hope
wish
so.
could be more consistent. But outside of that, the games we're playing are great, right? We're doing good variety of content. I'm feeling good because now it's a new month.
Thank you, good God, no, for the $5 super chat. This dude genuinely thinks that having things going on in his life makes him unique among adults. My God. Yeah, exactly. It is very silly. Thank you for the super chat again. Yeah, 100%. He thinks that no one else other than him has stuff going on, and he has less stuff going on than the average adult, actually. Because he doesn't have any kids, he doesn't have to go to work, he doesn't have to deal with, like, work politics or anything. He doesn't have to do anything other than sit in his room and play, or I guess not his room, his office, and play video games.
We got a refreshed setup. I like the new animations we're going to be playing and stuff like that.
Thank
Like,
you
it's
again
going to
for
be a
the
good
super
time.
chat.
It's good times ahead. So I
He
do. I
does have
feel
2
more
cats.
refreshed, and I
That's
feel
true.
like I'm ready to tackle a new week with all of you. So I'm glad that you noticed that my spirits are high today. They are. I'm in a good mood. Okay. All right. Well, I think we should now get to this ginormous amount of news.
Oh my god.
That has gone down. You guys are right, by the way. Like, my kick chat is all screwed up. You're absolutely correct. I can't even, like, get stuff to load properly in my own kick chat here on the laptop. I'm trying to, like, click certain things and they're not even loading. So there's some problems here
I'll be gone for
on
like
kick
2
today.
minutes.
Ugh. Okay. Okay. Let's get to some news, shall we? I mean, what order should we do this? I guess here's what we'll do. So, here's what we'll cover first, okay?
Never mind. He hasn't said
Wow,
a
there's so
single
many
thing.
ways that people are talking
Oh my
about
god.
it. So here we go. All right. We are in the midst of a
Oh, no, not
gaming
Twitter.
journalism apocalypse. Hold on. I just realized this camera's on. There we go. We are in the midst of a gaming journalism apocalypse. What does that mean? It means
What
that
does
over
that
the
mean?
last
I would
several
like to know.
days, some of these gaming journalism sites, and I definitely say that very loosely, because a lot of these sites, although they cover games, they also try to widely cover pop culture
Oh, the camera's on.
and other things. And quite frankly, they try to interject things like politics into their coverage, which is ridiculous because you're supposed to be neutral when
Yeah.
you cover this stuff if you're truly a journalist. But these places have not been. They have very much been trying to wedge in their own beliefs and politics into their reports and their content and their coverage of stuff, right? But anyway,
He loves
over
when
the
people
last
lose
several
their job.
days, basically a lot of these places have been falling apart. We've got Polygon. Now,
Giant
Polygon
bomb's
was
gone.
started in the early 2010s as trying to be something that would compete with IGN and GameSpot. It was more like grassroots, and it's supposed to be in line with what gamers wanted rather than corporate interests. But over the years, Polygon degraded into political nightmarism, basically. I mean, just taking a look at this. Here's what Polygon cared about in
Whoa.
2020. Wizards of the Coast is addressing racist stereotypes in Dungeons and Dragons. Dungeons and Dragons, fantasy, drow and orcs, which are fantasy races that don't exist.
I'm gonna kill myself.
And Polygon is complaining that it's racist. It's not real. It's fabricated. It's not actually like mistreatment of a group
Hey, he
of people
freaks out over
if they
romance in
don't
games.
have existence in reality. Right? This would be the equivalent of saying like, so you wrote a fantasy story, and in the fantasy story, there actually is a group of people who are like slaves and being mistreated
Oh my god.
by another group of people in the fantasy story. That's the plot. And then someone says, well, you wrote a story that's racist. What are you talking about? It's not real. The people who are oppressed, you're supposed to side with them. Like, that's the plot, is that it's fantasy. You're supposed to feel for them, and it's their plight is that they're slaves and they're trying to fight back. But that's racist. It's not real. It can't be racist. You fucking idiots. But that's what I'm saying. It's just, they're just out of
That's
their
terrifying,
minds.
Chorus.
The stuff that they've written over the years is just, it's insanity. Where was the article about, where is it? Here it is. This is the best. Hogwarts Legacy wants to make everyone happy, but Harry Potter gets in the way. Rowling Spectre looms above a vapid open world.
I don't care. I don't
Did
care.
you
I don't
even
care, I
play
don't care.
Hogwarts Legacy?
I don't care.
Harry Potter isn't in the game, and J.K. Rowling didn't have any influence on it. She wrote none of it and didn't actually have a hand in the game being made at all, and it's not even the plot of Harry
Yeah,
Potter.
saucy. It is, and
this is what Polygon
horrifying.
writes. This is some of their articles that they've written in the last 5 to 10 years have just been insanity. Okay, so it's obvious clickbait nonsense. Disney's hottest ranked animal characters. Wait, what?
Wait, no, that's funny as fuck. What's you mad about this for? Oh, God.
What is going on? This
No,
is supposed
that's
to be
funny
a
as fuck.
reputable journalistic website. Okay.
No, I'm sorry. That's funny as fuck. I don't care what he has to say about this. That's funny.
Reputable.
That's way better than all the other
Anyway.
articles he posted.
They've been hit with massive layoffs and have been sold to Valnet. So essentially, most of Polygon is now gone. They basically are operating on say, a skeleton crew. And if they continue to even exist, all right, they're not going to be a gaming journalism website anymore, it seems. It seems like they may be retooled into something else. And of course, the internet is reacting, basically saying good riddance to bad rubbish and stuff like that. But the thing is, in truth, oh, here we go. A substantial number of Polygon
Goofy
staff members have
movie?
been laid off
Yeah,
or
it
quit,
did.
including
It did.
site co-founder and editor-in-chief Chris Plante, or Plant. It is near impossible for me to feel pity for Polygon or its army of game journalists. Since it was Polygon that was one of my first to start Gamers Are Dead push and deliberately insulted and attacked their core audience in 2014. No one is obligated to feel pity or sympathy for people who attack their customer base, least of all the customers themselves. So, here's the thing. At one point, Polygon actually was
Well, that's fine, Shiok. I'm
a
not judging
reputable
you.
place. In 2012, they wrote a very positive article about me.
Oh,
Now, this was,
it
of course, before...
It was a reputable place because it wrote a positive article about me. Do you fucking hear this? Yeah, so actually it sucks because it made a ranking about the Disney characters that are, or the animal characters that are hot, but actually it used to be reputable because it wrote an article about me. Fuck. Why did I keep on pressing the
14.
button?
No one is obligated to feel pity or sympathy for people who attack their customer base, least of all the customers themselves. So, here's the thing. At one point, Polygon actually was a reputable place. In 2012, they wrote a very positive article about me. Now, this was, of course, before the entire internet turned against me and turned me
Yeah,
into
they
a
should have
negative
wrote
meme.
more about
And, you know, this is how you
GSP.
don't play, basically became the norm, right? But they actually covered me in a very objective, positive way. And a lot of people saw that article and came and checked me out because of it, right? But that was 13 years ago. So much changed during that time frame where they just were so desperate for attention and trying to be relevant in the whole gaming journalism landscape that they went off the deep end, okay?
Wow.
Now, you may say, wow, that's bad. Well, guess what? Giant Bomb is effectively dead as well.
Whoa.
What happened with Giant Bomb? Well, basically, they got bought out by this company called Fandom, all right? And when they got bought out by Fandom told them, we only want you to start doing game facts or walkthroughs. Basically, we no longer want you to be a site that has shows, that has editorials or opinions. We just want you to write game guides.
Wow.
That's it. And I guess when asked why, they basically were, well, we don't like your content. It's not resonating with an audience. And so they took offense. So basically, I think Dan Reichert was the guy who was the head of Giant Bomb. So he had a scorched earth meeting on May 1st saying Giant Bomb is dead. Fandom wants to convert the site into a guides-only content. Fandom executive once asked Dan if Grand Theft Auto even has a large player base. After Voidburger and Jason were fired, the Giant Bomb crew found out that Fandom was pocketing all of the subscriber money and giving them none of it, so they stopped promoting premium subs entirely on their business. Dan dared Fandom to fire him and will not show up to meetings. Some Giant Bomb crew may stay at GameSpot.
Thank God. Good God, no. 2012 was the apex of humanity's greatest golden age. All was right with the world because some websites said nice things about Dave, and also DSP had a fan base and people would unironically use like him. Therefore, 2020 or 2012 was great, and anything after that, once people started hating on him, was extremely bad. I agree with you. Thank you for the super chat, dude. That's exactly how he sees it. And yeah,
it looks like they're going to maybe be starting some new thing
Twitter
called
now.
Party Mode Games. Okay? Fandom will likely convert Giant Bomb into an AI slop house, including guides. Get ready for video game guides that contain AI hallucinations and references to enemies and locations that don't exist. Okay? So
I
here's
blame
the thing
Kevin as
about
well.
Giant Bomb. I've heard about them from time to time. Every once
why
in
are
a
you
while,
talking
I
about
heard
them?
that they wrote a story or they have a show that's entertaining.
Why is he even
But
talking
in
about
truth,
them?
can I be honest about all of this stuff?
Yes, be honest.
All right, I really like to be, and I hope that you guys don't take offense, because some of you guys
You don't
may
fucking
be
know
big
anything about them. Why do you
fans of this
care?
content. Okay, I have seen this all from a very different perspective, and here's why. I'm a creator. All right, I'm not a gamer or common viewer or fan of gaming like you are. Okay,
Oh my
I've been
God.
inside of all of this.
Oh my
And
god.
as someone
he's
who's been
inside
covering
the
games and everything for the
industry,
last
shut the fuck
15
up.
to 18 years, I see things differently. I literally never went out of my way to read an article on Polygon unless it was linked to me and it was something pertinent that I needed to cover for like a show. I've literally never been to Giant Bomb. I've never seen a single video.
Wow.
I don't even know who that guy is.
Whoa.
Right there. I've
That's so
never seen
cool.
him before. But it's just funny because so many of you were like, oh my God, Giant Bomb, and I like that site, and I like the people there, and I like the content. I don't know anything about them. I can't say a negative word because I've never seen any of it, right? But the way my take is as follows. This has been
My take is that
quite the ride the last 15 plus years that I've been a YouTuber, all right? And I've seen people come in and go out. I've seen people who weren't even involved in games decide one day that because games were profitable, they were going to be gaming content creators. And now all of a sudden, overnight, they're covering.
Everyone other than Phil does gaming content creation because they're shills and they want a quick buck. It's not unlike Phil, who loves games so much that the only reason he hasn't stopped playing games is because of the money. Huh. Weird, huh? DSP wants to stop gaming, but he won't because of the money. Yet everyone else is a shill.
Covering E3, they're being flown out to events, they're getting consoles ahead of time and shit like that. For me, I want as many people in games and game content creation as humanly possible who are actual gamers. Okay? From what I can
Yeah, he's the only true
digress, or
human.
from what I can understand, Polygon, sadly, in the last decade changed. At one point, they were a bunch of gamers, and they wanted to
fell
do
off.
gaming journalism for the sake of actually being not corporate. But over the last decade, they changed to just be politics.
I don't know. I remember 10 years ago, people saying the exact same thing about Polygon, and saying Polygon sucked. So,
Push
I don't know about
left-wing
that.
agendas, politics, and do rabble-rousing. That's our clickbait articles. That's our
Rabble-rousing.
business, okay? I don't think... Excuse me, I touched the mute by accident. I don't think Giant Bomb was that at all. I think the reason that a lot of people say that Giant
How do you
Bomb
know?
resonated with
Maybe
them
it was.
is because the people that worked there actually felt like
I don't know.
real
It could've been.
gamers. People who actually had passion for the industry and were covering it in a way that felt more like someone who's like you actually is talking about games. And that's a very different thing, correct? But I hate to say it. Sadly, it seems like games journalism is on the way out. And here's what I mean by this. The last
Wow.
15 years have seen
will-
the
I'll
rise
cry.
of influencers.
Yeah, I thought you didn't know anything about it.
Okay? An influencer is someone who is very popular on the internet. It doesn't
That's-
matter if they
that's you.
actually know what the hell they're talking
You are
about or not.
more like an
But because they have
influencer
such a
than
following,
a
right? They now
game
are
journalist.
allowed to get access to everything early, get exclusive coverage of games, game consoles, E3 and other events, all this stuff, right? They're the ones who are like the golden selected group. And the funny part about those people is they're huge, but I don't even know who the fuck they are.
Oh
I've been
my
around for
God.
15, 16, 17 years. And if you ask me, who's this influencer?
Yeah, he's
I don't
envious.
fucking know.
That's literally all.
I don't even know how they got a rise or how they even have popularity because they kind of came
Wow.
out of nowhere. Isn't that funny? How
That's
all of a sudden someone's
hilarious.
a golden child of
God, I'm
gameplay
laughing
content
so
creation
fucking hard.
and they
That's
get everything
insane.
out of nowhere. And now, like
Yeah,
overnight,
influencers
they become
belted.
popular. Isn't that weird? But
Is
I
that-
think what's
is that
actually
what happened with Phil?
is, in general, game developers, game publishers, the big AAA companies are thinking that their strategy needs to be different. We don't need to give exclusive access to our games to Polygon or Giant Bomb or Kotaku or anything. What we need to do is now we need to have the influencers be the ones who are going to have that access, because when an influencer makes a video or a stream, they get more clout and attention and actually can push more game product selling than anyone covering this stuff on a journalistic website. And I think it's just times are a-changing. Okay? I've been saying for the very longest time that the days of these gaming news websites has passed. Why do we need to have a gaming site get access to a game 2 months early so they can play it and do an exclusive early review? The reason that used to happen a long time ago is because everything was in print. You had a print magazine, right? And so in order to actually write that review early, they needed to have time to play through a game and then actually write the review, print the physical magazine, and ship it to stores all before the game released. That's why advanced copies were given out. Today, there's literally no reason for it. It doesn't need to exist. Because the day a game comes out, everyone can live stream it, share their experiences and their opinions with the world. And so the era of games journalism, in my opinion, is coming to a close. It may be sad for those of us who've been around long enough to see that games journalism was valid, had a place in the whole landscape of game content creation. It's sad to see this happening all at once, but I feel like the writing was on the wall for a very long time. When events like E3 went away, so too will these sites and places that
You
used to
fucking
cover
hated
E3 and be
E3.
the essential ones you needed to go to
He
for that
fucking
information.
hated E3. What's he
Now,
talking
every
about?
game developer is putting out their games for digital events, right? Sony State of Play, Xbox Showcase, Nintendo Treehouse event, and every other company doing their own. It's just immediately on the internet. We don't need E3, and we don't need journalists going there in person to cover it. So what purpose do they serve? And if everyone is getting these games and could immediately be putting out coverage of them with a stream or a video, then we don't need official journalists anymore to cover video games.
Yeah.
It's not like we need the guys from Polygon and Giant Bomb to go to a war zone to cover what's going on in the Middle East. It's just
Wait,
playing
what?
games, man. It's not that big of a deal. It's not that serious, right? We will always need real-life journalists to cover things that we cannot be there in person for. But if it's just simply playing a video game, which is a digital experience, anyone can do it. And you already have your favorite content creators and people.
Apparently, the only journalists are ones that go to the Middle East when there's a war, which it's pretty often. Yeah, there you go.
People who are making content, so you don't need the official outlets to get that information anymore. So what's happening here, in my opinion, is the beginning of what's going to be an avalanche. First, you're seeing the more independent companies, Polygon, Giant Bomb. They
Yeah,
can't survive
yeah,
anymore, so
he
they
did
get
do
bought
that
out.
even
And
in
once they
this
get
very
bought out,
stream.
they get closed down because the big company that bought them realized they're not making any money, they're not getting any attention anymore. So convert them, turn them into something profitable, gut them out. I'm not saying this is a good thing. I'm just saying I see this is what's going to happen. This is the beginning. This is the tip of the iceberg. We're going to see more and more of these businesses, these more indie places go away. And then guess what's going to happen next? The big boys.
Get founded
The
indie
IGNs,
places.
the GameSpots. Because again, why do we need them? Can you tell me, literally,
I don't know.
one
Phil.
reason
Shut up.
why you need to go to IGN
I don't
for
know
anything
I don't know.
today?
Just stop. Stop asking
Is there
questions.
a single piece of exclusive content to be found on IGN that you must go to that website to see today? Or is all that content readily available everywhere else on the internet and they're just a hub and a place that you go to because you already knew they existed for so long. Legacy media, right?
Wow. Legacy media.
Essentially, games journalism is going to become like what terrestrial old school radio was, right? It still exists.
Good question, John Cena.
But quite frankly, there's no reason for it to exist. Technology and the times have passed by all of this. But for some odd reason, just because it's always been around, it's still around. Well, now we're seeing the places that aren't the biggest are going away, and that's the beginning. Again, if people who work in gaming journalism aren't seeing the writing on the wall with both Giant Bomb and Polygon basically imploding and falling apart in the last 24 to 48 hours, I don't know what else of a symbol you're looking for. You know what I'm saying? This is like the bat signal on top of Gotham. Oh shit, there's trouble.
Oh shit, there's
You know what
trouble.
I mean? So now would be the time to be quite frankly, I think they need to get out of it because it's not going to be secure anymore. I feel like now it's going to be all about people go to their favorite creators, their favorite influencers to get this information.
I actually have
They're not
them
going to be looking towards
XM
these sites
radio.
anymore, and these sites are going to fall out of prominence. They're going to have less
Just
and less
being
of
honest with you
attention
guys.
and support and ad revenue to be had, and then they're going to just go out of business. Sad, but I think that's just
Hey,
where we're
Feroz.
headed. And we've seen this for many years, and how people could have
Yeah, I'm
not
starting
seen
my
it coming
gaming
or denied
journalist
it, I
stuff.
don't know. One of the weirdest things that's happened, Game Informer went out
Oh,
of
great.
business,
Yeah.
and they just came back.
Whoa.
What were they thinking? I hate to tell you, Game Informer, not to say that they're not
Game
quality,
Informer,
because I
you
think they always
fucking
were.
morons.
The industry
You
is
fucking
imploding.
idiots.
Why would you try to come back? Right?
Fuck you.
I don't get it. I don't know how you're gonna survive. It's already so cutthroat,
Piss
dog
me the
eat dog,
fuck off.
and now you're trying to bring it back. Like, I don't know about this. So anyway, it's just crazy. In 48 hours, 2 major gaming journalism businesses have fallen apart, and it seems like this is the beginning of that movement. Like I said, the avalanche is happening, and we might see more and more of this happening very soon. And I predict that if it continues, you're going to see it not just affect the little guys, but the big guys too. Again, I don't think that IGN and GameSpot, I don't think they're immune at all. I just think that because they've been around for so long and have corporate backing, that they feel safe. But I think what's going to happen is, as these companies start to realize it's just the influencers that are really getting us to sell games, not those sites anymore, they're
I
going to go
saw
by
that
the
like
wayside.
CNET was
Okay, Dark
was
Maggot, 47 months as a
using,
super supporter.
AI.
Says, man, I love Giant
articles
Bomb.
like
I still
last
follow
year.
the original creators even today. And there you
That's
go.
fucking
I hear
lame.
that kind of stuff every day. Man, I really liked Giant Bomb. It's a shame what's happening. And I'm just like, I can't really speak to it because I, as a
No, he
creator,
reads the headline,
have
obviously.
been so busy making the content myself, I don't seek out anyone else to see what was
Oh
Giant
my
Bomb all about, what
God.
was Polygon about, what's Kotaku about,
Yeah, he
how's
just,
IGN
he just
doing,
reads
how's
what other
GameSpot
people
doing?
say on Twitter.
I don't
That's
care.
literally it.
I myself buy every game, cover every game. You know, I'm doing it for my own, so I don't seek that kind of information from other places. But I know that people do. I know that many of you were fans of Giant Bomb, and it's very sad to see the business
Yeah,
basically
I play
implode and
video
go away.
games, so I don't look at anybody else
but
ever
man,
play
I just feel like
video games.
This is the beginning now. This is finally the bubble is burst, and it just can't support itself anymore. It's not sufficient.
So
you know?
Croy.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been
I got
bad.
a $2 tip. Someone says back in 2020, Polygon did a full article. They called Sega a bunch of cowards because they never showed Sonic's feet. I wish I was joking,
That's-
but I'm not.
Okay, maybe I might be wrong, but it sounds to me like that's an actual joke. That sounds to me like the thing where they said the 20 hottest animal Disney characters, and it sounds like a pretty funny joke in my opinion.
That was a real article.
Sega
Oh,
or
that's what I mean. Like,
cowards
Polygon seems to have just been clickbait for a very long
for
time.
not
No.
showing
I mean, that's
Sonic's
pure
feet. That's
clickbait.
funny as
Who
fuck.
cares about Sonic's feet? But
Oh
that's the
my
kind of
God,
content they were
shut
putting out
up.
and acting like it was reputable journalism. So,
I don't think they
Okay.
were acting like that was reputable.
thank you guys. Let's
journalism.
move on because we have a lot of news to cover. Let's move on to the next story. Oh, by the way, Gamer Nerd Stevie, $5
Thank you.
super chat. Thank you, Gamer Nerd Stevie. We're now up to $93 of support and climbing, almost 2/3 of the way to our goal.
Before he moves on, I think I start getting really tired, dude. Oh shit. I think this is boss fight. I'll just put my PS5 to sleep until tomorrow. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming out. Kohi, Shiak, Saucy, Lags a lot, Ramen Brahmin, Sokuroi, Eviga, Toxicaro Gaming, Touch of Madness, Saucy, Vizmir, Killer Grooves, Pharaoh's Anonymous, John Zena, and then let's see. Thank you to people that send super chats or anything. BR Joe, good God no. Subject. Yeah, and big ups to good God no, who sent in several. Yeah, I need my nap now. I hit the goal and now I'm running out. Cootie the Kid for Osiris, Cantu Adrian, Corez, Killer Grooves, Professor Bucks, Shiok. Cool. Thank you guys so much. I will be back soon. The only reason I didn't stream very much last week was because it's finals week, dude. But once that's done, I will be streaming at least like twice a week, I think. Do Squid stream of Cephalopod Sheep? Yes, that is correct, Shiok. All right, I'll see you guys soon. Bye.